KUSN Sports Presentation.
Yeah! The Red Ravens are on the move. Catch. Unbelievable. Touchdown, Ravens.
This is Coffeyville Community College Red Raven Football, brought to you on US 98 by Four State Maintenance Supply, the David W. Barnes Funeral Home, Coffeyville Sleep-Ins and Suites, Acme Foundry, Windsor Place, Community State Bank, Gillum's Retail Liquor, Coffeyville Community College, and Lay's Archery and Guns. Now stay tuned for the Red Raven pregame coaches show on US 98. US 98. KUSN.
And welcome in. Good afternoon, as it is clear and sunny skies, but oh man, a very chilly afternoon, 36 degrees out here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Sam Speck. We'll have Matt Jordan along with us here in just a moment. He's actually sitting down with head coach Aaron Flores with an interview on tonight's game, as well as wrapping up the 2018 season, as it is the final regular season game of Coffeyville's 2018 season, and sitting at a 4-6 record and 2-5 within the Jayhawk Conference. Doesn't look like postseason really seems legitimate for the Red Ravens. So today, we're just going to enjoy just a little bit of good old-fashioned football. It's Resolution Prep coming in, a prep school out of Arlington, Texas. They make their way in at 1-8 on the year. They have struggled. They have really faced some hard competition. But again, this is a good game for the Red Ravens to kind of view some players maybe potentially that might be coming to Coffeyville next year, as it is a prep academy, and more importantly, trying to get a win to finish off the 2018 season. Looks that way. We will see. They have limited information for the Resolution Prep team as well, so we will keep you as up to date on them as we possibly can. But for tonight, Red Ravens looking for their 5th win of the season. I had mentioned it. Matt Jordan sits down with head coach of the Coffeyville Red Ravens football team here in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a quick break. We'll go pay some bills here in a few short minutes, as we do have a great list of sponsors that makes our game a possibility tonight. We've got Sam Reed back in the studio. Matt Jordan sitting down with head coach Aaron Flores. I'm Sam Speck. We'll be on the call tonight, coming up here in about 25 minutes or so. Back in a few short minutes with Matt Jordan and head coach Aaron Flores on 98.1 KUSN.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox $6,200. That's $6,200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 28095, Cruze 180150.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
A celebration is in order every time CCC comes to play, and you can trust Gillum Liquor to back it up with an endless cooler filled with your favorite pick of ice-cold beer, or choose something from the vast wine selection to help you relax and wind down after an exhilarating CCC game. Whatever your pleasure, Gillum Liquor is always in for the win. Gillum Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
Well, Coach Flores is here, but Sam out again, as I am Matt Jordan here at El Poblito as we get set for the last coaches' dinner of the season. It's been a good year. I've enjoyed these every week, and you know,
definitely.
The season, one game left. coming off a road victory in Ellsworth. Always good to win when you have to travel that far away, because it's not fun to travel that far back thinking about a loss.
Right. We talked about that the whole week leading up to it. How much better that bus ride, 7.5 hours back would be with a victory versus having to think about the things that we could have, would have, and should have done. So it was something in our kids' mind leading up to the ball game. And like you said, that long trip, it was a 1 o'clock game. You had to stay about an hour away. Was the nearest hotels. So getting up in the morning, kind of getting going and getting over there and having a mindset and a focus ready to go. The weather was cool. Had some rain coming down, but our guys handled that really well. Didn't make any excuses and didn't complain at all.
Yeah, it was a 28-14 victory. I believe that was the score. Of course, we weren't. It's the first game we hadn't done all season.
Right.
So looking at the notes and everything, how do you feel like, you mentioned they handled the weather well. Who kind of stepped out in your opinion, and how the offense and defense have run?
Yeah, defense played a good job again. Forced some turnovers, blocked a kick. Did the things that they've kind of done consistently throughout the years, put us in some good situations. Offensively, we were moving the ball, just kind of couldn't keep it going. Carson was having a little bit of a problem gripping the ball with a little bit of the moisture on it. We turned the ball over twice, once right before half. Should have been 14-0 going into halftime. Instead, we hand the ball off. Our running back gets hit, puts the ball on the ground, and about the 25-yard line, and they go in. I think the next player to play after that for a touchdown, so they carried a little momentum going into halftime. But our guys, it was a really defining moment. It was them knowing that we only had one game left, and real easily, the defense was a little bit frustrated because we weren't moving the ball as well as we anticipated on offense. And you could tell in the players' mind they're right on the verge of, I don't want to say getting divided, but just another test of what our team's been through kind of throughout the season. And they handled it real well once we all got back to the locker room together and started talking and making adjustments in both the offensive phase and the defensive phase of what we needed to do. And those guys walked out, one offense, one defense, arm in arm, as we walked out on the field and showed that, hey, they were still banded together.
Yeah, and you talked about that halftime. You see, I think a lot of people have kind of a misconception of what halftimes look like.
Right.
Because in the movies, you see, a team that's down and out, and somebody comes in there and they're yelling, and really it's more fine, as in like here's pinpoint this issue and let's pinpoint this issue, and it's not really this big like rah motivational, but it's more technical.
It's a lot more technical. You don't have a lot of time for the rah-rah. You got about 30 seconds to rah-rah. When you get to week 10 in the season, they've heard all the rah-rahs. They know what they need to do. And the biggest thing is just making the adjustments to put the guys in better position in situations, or if there's any communication issues that we're having out on the field, we get those addressed so that when we go back out, that we're on the second page in the second half.
All right, yeah, because you see that. I think a lot of people talk about that as being what's a halftime.
Right.
It's just not. It's not what people imagine. But
no.
And you mentioned the guys walking out arm in arm. That's been kind of the focus point of the season. A disappointing season at this level, guys. A lot of times will focus on my next move,
right?
Not the team's next move, but
Correct.
My next move. And with as much talent that is on this team offensively and defensively,
right,
it would be really easy for them to go, what's my next move? But they haven't done that all season.
They have not done that. We talk about it every week, I think, how excited and proud I am of these guys and his coaching staff being able to keep the kids motivated and together. And we practiced last night in the cold at 7:30 at night, and we're still able to be productive, and guys were still focused on the things that they needed to do. It wasn't frustrating. It wasn't trying to pull teeth to go out there and get a good practice in. And that's what I'd say I'm most proud of, again, throughout this team, is that when they've been tested and a lot of teams would split, they have not done that on each other.
All right, and you mentioned the weather was a little bit of an issue, which is give you a nice little practice for what could be an issue on Saturday. At least it's going to be cold.
Correct.
Don't really know. It could be rainy. It could not be rainy, but it's going to be cold. And, of course, there's some precipitation moving this way. With the way Kansas is,
sure,
it could be nothing, or it could be a lot, or it could be intermittent. We don't really know, but they got that test a little bit to get practice for whatever the Saturday brings.
They did, at least here we'll have locker rooms. We're up there. They had to move 2 buses out of a bus barn, so we got into a little bit. We were able to at least get out of the rain, but the temperature was still cold. We're in a little gravel area that just barely fit our whole team at halftime. So, which I think at that point was probably good. Hey, we had to be around each other. The players had to be around each other. They started talking, and everything started going in the right direction. But at least this week, if there are some elements and things like that, we'll be able to get out and really be able to have a good communication base with them in the locker room.
All right, and that matchup this Saturday is against Resolution Prep, which we will talk about here coming up in a little bit. But you never want to look past the team.
Correct.
And nothing's guaranteed. That's why we play the game.
Right.
But you look at the competition this team's played, and when they've played teams similar to Coffeyville,
correct,
the scores are wide margin. Hutch played them and beat them 75-6. Blinn beat them 84-12. Another community college team beat them 99-0. And for players,
right?
Maybe not players, specifically media. I look at this game and go, "This is going to be a fun one to call because Coffeyville's going to be able to do whatever they want." But you can't look at that as a player and a coach.
You can't at all. Especially 18, 19-year-old guys. You still have to, be sound in all your fronts and be able to execute your responsibility on each play. And it may give some guys, we're hoping, some opportunities that haven't got to play much, if at all, this year. Some chance to get some film and chance to go out there and execute. But they've got to carry out what they've been working on all year. And it'll be some of these guys, they're still going to be wide, their eyes open to it. And, crazy bounce here, crazy bounce there, another pick here, missed tackle. Things can go the wrong direction real fast in this ball game. You see it week in and week out, especially throughout a season. You see it. So there's no guarantees. There never is with it. But, we're hoping that we can come out and execute the things that we're capable of executing and be able to get some guys some quality reps and some quality opportunities, both sophomores that are going out that haven't got to play a lot or freshmen that we're counting on coming in and stepping into roles and let them have a little more game experience. But we're going out there with our starters. We're not going to pull anybody until and if there's the right situation to do that. I made sure I squashed that right away. Some guys who thought maybe right off the bat, okay, I'm not going to play. And the first team meeting, hey, everybody's playing. We're not taking this team any different than we've taken any other team. So we've had our practice schedule in this week. We've had our meeting schedules in this week, and we haven't changed the approach to any of that.
All right, yeah, it's good. You don't want anyone thinking they've got a game off and taking a week off of practice and that hurting you guys on Saturday. So that's good. It is the Red Ravens Coaches Show. I'm Matt Jordan alongside Coach Aaron Flores. We're getting ready for the last game of the season on Saturday afternoon. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, 12:30 pregame. Nice little afternoon game to wrap up the season. And then that evening, 7 o'clock, we have a huge top 10 matchup. Indian Hills faces CCC. So take a break, go get some dinner, maybe swing by El Poblito, get some dinner, and then come out and watch some should be some really, really great basketball.
Oh, there's no doubt. We're excited that we're able to have both these games here at home this weekend and kind of make that transition from the football season going into the basketball season. And then our Lady Ravens volleyball teams headed off to nationals again this next week to defend their national title. And going back to this last Saturday, between volleyball winning 2 matches, basketball winning their game, and us winning our game, there's 4 W's for the Red Ravens on Saturday, and looking to put 2 more on the board this weekend, and then send the volleyball team off with the momentum that they've got going over to nationals again, which is something they're getting very, very used to, which is exciting.
Yes, they are defending national champions, and so had a really great game against Cali to come back.
Yes, it did. We were watching it on the phones as we were driving back, which was nice. So we were able to keep up with that watching it on. That's what's crazy about them phones nowadays. I got to hand it to the kids, get me hooked up, and we were able to watch it.
Yeah, we are partnered with CCC now. You can go to YouTube, just search KUSN. 98.1 should pull up the YouTube feed. And on games, some of the basketball games and the football games, you can actually, we broadcast through, so we use our broadcast through the video. So
gotcha.
You can have us on the radio and through YouTube. So, but that'll be the case with Resolution Prep. We'll have that game for you on Saturday. And it's a team, I don't know a lot about them. Of course, they've kind of been beaten pretty badly, as we mentioned earlier, by a few teams in JUCO, and it's one of those things where they've got nothing to lose.
Right.
So they're going to come out there, and they're new. You mentioned 19 players last year, 45 or 44 this year. So they're going to come out there and they're going to do everything they can to at least make it competitive.
Right. We know they've got good players at different positions, and again, their size. We scrimmaged them last year. Some teams in our conference played them as a game. We didn't. Now that they've got more of a full team, they're playing a 12-game schedule. We put them on ours. It was either that or have a bye at the end of the season, and didn't want the season to be over a week earlier and had the opportunity to play them. So we did that and had our bye earlier in the game or in the season and stuff like that. So it kind of worked itself out, and looking forward to having them come up here and travel up. And it's a great thing for us, too, is that they are a prep school, so it's kids that we're going to be able to evaluate also and possibly bring into our program. So it's a win-win situation for them and for us.
Yeah, definitely. And a good experience for those kids coming up here and getting some good competition as well. And you got anything, special in the playbook, maybe any trick plays that you got dialed up? Or
No, we didn't really add anything. Again, like I said, we're hoping that we go out and execute with our first team guys and are able to do things that we are capable of doing. And don't want to add too many different things because, again, hoping to get a lot of guys some quality playing time. And the last thing we want to do is add a bunch of stuff to confuse or guys that haven't had a lot of game reps and put more on them. We want to get better at what we're doing and, again, lead into the spring on some momentum and kind of get those guys experience so that when we go to spring, it's nothing new for them.
Yeah, definitely. And, in the season on a 2-game win streak as well.
3 out of the last 4.
3 out of the last 4. So definitely a good way to end the season. And, we've had a lot of close games, a lot of, moments where you're like, man, if we could have just done this or just could have done that. But what about some of your favorite moments from the season?
Look at some different ones. The special teams part, seeing Marquise block as many kicks as he had and put us in good situations, or we scoop and score off that. And I always love when the defense can score. Those are exciting. So just to say one individual one, no, but kind of when anytime you get those unexpected points, whether it be a pick six or fumble, scoop and score, or special teams touchdown, those are always exciting. To get everybody kind of involved because it's one of those you're not expecting, and then all of a sudden it happens and everybody's jumping around and getting excited. And I would say our fans, when we were over at Independence, how loud they were and how into the ball game they were. And I mean, they were loud. They had those aluminum stands just shaking and all that. So I'd say that was probably the biggest moment for me as a coach, seeing those guys, our community come over there when we had been struggling a little bit. We were on a win streak, and they could have easily just sat at home and listened to it on the radio, but instead they, drove up there and supported our guys, and that was very exciting to see that.
Yeah. For me, a couple of things stick out. The dominance on the offensive side against Fort Scott. You come out, first play of the game, 75-yard touchdown. Yep. Massey rushes over for 200 yards. Yep. There are a lot of big plays, which is exciting for me because I get to, big plays make my job,
sure.
more fun. And so that game sticks out. The Iowa Central game, the defensive domination in that.
Right.
3 defensive touchdowns. Yep. 6 turnovers. Alvin LaFleur has 2 picks.
Yeah.
Marquise Bell has 2 picks. So
cannon going off every time we score.
Yeah, the cannon going off. You guys scored a lot. So those were two pretty good. And then the other one, now the game didn't come out very well, but you made me eat a little crow as we're up in Highland, and you guys get down, early.
Yeah.
And it's like 23-6 or something like that, and they scored that touchdown, and I'm like, well, I think that's the nail in the coffin.
Right.
And next thing you know, here you guys block 2 punts consecutively, and you come back and you make it a game, and then unfortunately lose in overtime. But those are some just moments that stick out.
Sure.
Stick out to me. It's been a fun season. Sam and I have enjoyed it. Sam's first season doing this, my second season, and so there's been a lot of great moments for sure, and it's been a very entertaining season.
Yeah, and it's something we hope we can build off of going into the off season. We're already starting with recruiting. We know a lot of guys that we're targeting and have been targeting throughout the season, and building our board, and depending on what guys we got coming back, kind of structuring all that together. So the transition from the season into the next phase of recruiting, which, like I said, we've already started that part, and that'll lead us right into spring ball and summertime. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about kickoff here in August.
Yep. Definitely look forward to all of that. To be a good off-season recruiting, and good to have you fully involved instead of a little preoccupied, which was definitely definitely good to happen though. But Matt Jordan alongside Coach Aaron Flores. 1 game left. It's against Resolution Prep, and it is 1 o'clock kickoff on this Saturday, and then again, as we mentioned earlier, a basketball game at 7 o'clock that night. Top 10 matchup. Number 10 Indian Hills versus number 4 Coffeyville.
Right. And our game had been moved. If you look at a schedule or something like that, it's going to say 7 on it. It's actually 1. We moved it down to 1. It helps out Resolution Prep getting back at a decent time, back to Dallas also, but then it opens up, like we said, a full day of Red Raven activities. So we're excited about that.
Hopefully a full day of wins as well.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, we want 2 wins for sure.
All right, so, kind of into the season, one of the things is, all conference players and all league players. Right. And so all conference, some guys stick out to me, Nashawn Bell Jr., Marquise Bell. Right. So what kind of guys are being considered for those?
It all comes down to the other coaches' staffs that vote for your guys. You can't vote for your own players or anything like that. So, we've got a number of guys that have had really good seasons. It's just a matter of what the other programs thought of them when we played them. But the names that you kind of rattled off have put up some good numbers. I know on the offensive side, Andre Cobb's made a couple big plays. I would think have an opportunity to. But every year that our offensive line's got some guys that have done some great things. Every year you go into it thinking certain guys are locks and some guys you're not real sure about, and it comes out every year completely different than what you think. So I go in hoping for the best, and expecting nothing, not knowing for sure how it's going to go. So, but we got a number of guys that I think are willing, that played well in conference games and did some really good things that other coaches have talked about. But again, it'll come down to Monday. We'll see when the voting comes out exactly who does what.
And for what it's worth, Sam and I will name a player of the year as well.
Good. I think that's great.
We've done players of the week each week.
Right.
So we will name a player of the year. Got a few guys in mind for that. So we'll name that after the game on Saturday.
Oh,
so
good.
We figured, might as well keep the...
No, I agree with that. You guys have done a great job this year doing the show. It's been a lot of fun for me, and being able to talk about our program and talk about the other programs and things that are going on at Coffeyville Community College and our community. It's exciting to do, and seeing the different people that have come out to El Pueblitos and eat, and just doing all those things and the coverage that you guys give us. So very appreciative of it.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking your time we know you're busy prepping for games each week, but to take some time out and talk with us. And of course, appreciate El Pueblito for hosting us, providing us with some delicious food.
Yes.
Even though you make fun of me for getting the same thing every week. Every time I'm here. It's not even just here. It's every time I come here. So, and there's a lot of great menu items, but I know what I like, and I stick with what I like. So. All right, well, Coach, good luck Saturday. Look forward to watching the game from the warm press box.
Yeah.
As you guys, it'll be pretty chilly. You guys need to be bundled up for sure. Players won't feel it. But you guys might get a little cold down there.
That's all right. As long as you get a W, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that W
it warms you up really easy.
Pretty decent warmth.
Yes,
pretty
it does.
Decent warmth. All right. Well, again, it is a 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff over on 98.1. Take a couple hours. Should be over, I'd say, probably 3:34, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Take a few hours, relax a little bit, go get some dinner, and then head on over to Nellis Hall and check out the game against Indian Hills for the men. And it's a 10 versus 4. Going to be what should be a great game. Outside of conference play, it's probably going to be the best matchup.
Oh, it's a great matchup.
There's some great ones in conference, Hutch, of course, and some other great matchups inside conference play. But out of conference play, it's one of those. It's like Kentucky playing Duke the other night, or Kansas playing Michigan State.
Without a doubt,
it's one of those big level matchups.
And to have them come down here and be able to go out and root on our guys and Coach Herc and Coach Fish and all them guys that put in a lot of time and work. And I know I've watched a few practices. Our team's very exciting to watch. A couple games that they've got under their belt, carrying some momentum into this ball game. It'd be, like I said, a great day for the fans to come out. I know our players, we're going to have them all go out there and get after it and have a good time.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not 100% sure if we're calling it yet, just because you know how logistics work with media and selling everything. But I'm definitely going to be there. I'm not going to miss it. That's for sure. So don't want to miss it. It'll be a great matchup, whether it's on the radio or if you come and attend. So football game at 1 o'clock, basketball game at 7. That's the weekend plans for you guys, and you know, enjoy preparation the rest of the week, and then enjoy the off season as well.
Well, we'll go off season straight into recruiting. So off season will be
that's what I meant.
Spring break. No, I know. Yeah. No, I know what you meant. So again, then thank you to all the fans that have come out and support us throughout the year. I'm very appreciative of it.
All right, this has been the El Poblito Coaches Show here on the Mighty 690 for the last time this season. We'll be hopefully to have it back next season. Looking forward to that. So, but for Aaron Flores, I'm Matt Jordan. Nate Ray back to the station, doing a great job as always. But tune in again, 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff on 98.1. This has been the Mighty 690.
This is Red Raven football.
The Red Ravens are on the move. Catch. Unbelievable. Touchdown, Ravens.
Our guys are excited to wear the Red Raven uniform.
This is Coffeyville Community College Red Raven football on Red Raven football is brought to you exclusively on US 98 by Blaze Archery and Guns, Coffeyville Community College, Gillum Retail Liquor, Community State Bank, Windsor Place, Acme Foundry, Sleep-Ins and Suites, the David W. Barnes Funeral Home, and 4 State Maintenance Supply. Your home for Coffeyville Community College football is US 98.
US 98.
KUSN.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan here for the final game of the season. The Red Ravens, they charge the field. We are just about ready for kickoff here as they come out in their all red uniforms. Red pants, red tops. They got the white lettering and numbering and, of course, the white Red Raven helmet on top. Today we've got Resolution Prep, a prep academy out of Texas coming up all the way here to the SEK to face our Coffeyville Red Ravens. They are struggling on the year. Only one loss coming off of a few bad losses on the other side of the field. Coffeyville on the other end. This would be 2 of 3 games in a row, and if they were to win it as well, they would finish out their season winning 3 of their last 4 games. So looking to get the win here. As again, I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan. Matt, you got the chance to sit down with Coach Aaron Flores a couple of days ago, as we just heard from that. And, you know, coming into this game, it's just like last week. Ellsworth on paper was a team that we could really kind of brush over, and getting the win last week, 28-7. This team, again, on paper, looks like a team that we can brush over, but you can't go into it thinking that.
No, you can't. And Coach talked about that. You never want to look past the team Because when you look at this team's schedule and who they played and how the season's gone for them, they're 1-8, and they've got losses on their schedule of 99-0, 84-12, 75-6. So you look at that and you go, okay. And those are against, Glenn, Hutchinson. Those are against other community college
opponents,
teams. Yes. Yeah. And you look at that and you go, okay, Coffeyville's going to come out and they're going to put up a lot of points. They probably won't give up many points because the defense is really good. And we're just going to go, it'll be a nice chill day and we'll go home with a big win. But as a player, as a coach, you can't do that. You can't ever look past the team. I always, want to look back to Michigan versus Appalachian State. Appalachian State upsets Michigan. We have FCS teams beat FBS teams all the time, and I kind of compare this to when Oklahoma State played Savannah State a few years ago, beat them 84-0. But you want to be on that side of it and not on the Appalachian State versus Michigan side of it.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison to make, FBS versus FCS in this kind. The Prep Academy coming up. In fact, they had 19 guys on their entire roster last year, so they are continuing to make strides, trying to nestle their way into some conference, and tonight they have found themselves here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. I should say this afternoon, as we find ourselves in an afternoon game. Clear skies, subtle clouds out there. I mean, as clear as could be, blue skies, but a very chilly 35 degrees here at kickoff. We've got the wind blowing straight from south to the north. Coffeyville will receive here first, as they will kick it away in the second half again in their all reds. Resolution Prep coming out in almost like a burnt orange, kind of a red pants, and then the white on top with the black helmet, as Resolution Prep, with the wind blowing from that south to north, will have to hold the football on the tee. It is teed up from the 35-yard line. We are ready to go on 98.1 KUS. There is the kickoff. Final game of the year is ready. It's fielded at about the 18-yard line, brings it past the 35, has a good step to the 45, and he's finally brought down to the ground. Good blocking and a good return.
Yeah, great return, getting to start with the ball on the 45. And Sam, a rare occurrence here, as normally the only time I talk about officiating is when I don't agree with something, but we have history here as if you look at the back judge, Taylor Furl, the first ever female official in Jayhawk Conference history. So congratulations to her. Normally this is my buddy Caleb's crew. Normally he would be the back judge. He's at Bedlam. So she steps in and is the first ever female Jayhawk Conference official for football.
Well, very cool. We will keep an eye on her and her officiating all through the night tonight, and good luck, as today we see a different starting quarterback, and they want to bomb it down the right side of the field. Wide open at the 10, Andre Thomas Cobb from the 45, and that's Cody Wilstead. I couldn't even get out his name. Carson Proctor, normally the starting quarterback. Andre Thomas Cobb gets past the defender by a good 10 feet. Matt, that's textbook. Easy 6 points.
That was as easy as it's ever going to be, and Coach Mann told me Thursday, we will not see any different starters. There will be no one different starting the game. First play, it's Wilstead, the transfer from BYU to Cobb for a huge touchdown. And if that's any indication, it's going to be a fun day.
It is 15 seconds into the first quarter of the ball game. Red Ravens on the board. Cody Wilstead hooks up with Andre Thomas Cobb. There is the field goal. It is up. It is in 7-0. 15 seconds through the first quarter. Red Ravens on the board. We'll take a quick minute break here. We'll be back here on US 98.
Bull S. Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am. Bull S. Montana, here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right, 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
Welcome back on 98.1 KUSN. 14 seconds into the first quarter. Red Ravens on the board 7-0 after a 65-yard connection between Cody Wilstead and Andre Thomas Cobb. Red Ravens on the board and kicking it right back to Resolution Prep. Resolution Prep kind of scratching their heads at the first play of the game, but a good play call as well, kind of taking advantage of maybe a flat-footed defense as this ball is kicked away and fielded at the 3-yard line. Resolution returns it left to right, now out to the 20-yard line, still has some space and good blocking past the 25, and he finally gets pushed out around the 30-yard line. So we will see their offense out on the football field for the first time tonight. Now, a quick reminder, their roster and schedule were not made available to Coffeyville or CCC as, again, tonight, limited information for the opposing team in Resolution Prep, but again, you know, football has to be played out there, so we will get you through the broadcast as best as we can with players. But again, the information was made limited to our end, as again, we are in partnership tonight as well with CCC. CCC TV, and as well as on 98.1 KUSN. Happy to have you along with us. First offensive drive here for Resolution Prep. They come out in a pistol formation. They've got 2 backs in the backfield with a quarterback and 3 wide receivers to choose from. They'll hand it off. First play, they run it up the middle, and Coffeyville's D-line is all over it. Maybe a pickup of about 2 there on the run straight up the middle. And it's an interesting look there, interesting formation. They can kind of go all ways with that.
Yeah, the pistol, especially, I like the diamond formation when you have the 2 backs and the 1 back behind, but they're going with that pistol formation. And I'm going to believe that this is Vernon Sharp, Sam, that's playing quarterback. They have 2 number 1s listed, but Vernon is 6'2", and it looks like that quarterback's probably 6'2" down there.
Yeah, so. Certainly. He's got some good size to him as he will line back up in that pistol formation. Takes a snap. Now he wants to throw. Looks right into coverage and almost picked off in and out of the hands of the secondary man. And I'll tell you what, that hit him in the chest. Almost just didn't look like he was expecting the ball to be there. Troy Simon almost had another interception. Now waiting on the huddle to break as the clock will stop there. 13:57 to go here in the first quarter. Wind is blowing pretty briskly as well, about 10 to 15 miles an hour as well, which unfortunately doesn't make it any easier out there on the players. It is a cold afternoon, and with that wind chill probably making it much worse. So after the incompletion, we look at 3rd down and 7 coming up. Coffeyville's defense lining up for the man-to-man. Shotgun formation here for the quarterback and 4 wide receivers to choose from. Takes the snap, looks left. Quick wide receiver screen, and that one's thrown behind his back and out of bounds, incomplete. Good job there by the defense. Coffeyville forces Resolution Prep off at a 3-and-out.
Yeah, that just a little bit maybe miscommunication as the running back looked like he was setting up for a wheel route where it was just a straight-up pass-over, swing pass. And when you look at Resolution's Prep's team, I think they have a lot of two-way players. I don't think they can field a full 11-on-11 team as they've got what looks to be maybe 30 players. I mean, even if that, we've got 11 out there on the field now. They're still huddled 20.
up there, so we'll see. I believe they may even be trying to go for it here on 4th, or an interesting formation here with the punt. Finally, the punt crew goes all the way back, and again, 25 seconds certainly taken up. That is a delay of game and a 5-yard infraction against Resolution Prep, so that will move them back even further. It'll be 4th and a good distance here. So the punt crew lines up from their own 20-yard line. That'll send a return man for the Red Ravens in great starting field position. He has his toes at the 45 of Resolution Prep. The punt is up. It's kind of a bad spiral there and no good bounce. Coffeyville will just let that one bleed through all the way back to their own 42-yard line. Offense back on the field. Cody Wilstead looks like he's in the huddle there, so I'll tell you what, I don't know what to expect out of this offense today.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of have fun today. And, we had a delay of game. That's the first penalty thrown by the back judge, which is the first female. So first female thrown penalty now. So we can add that to the list of firsts that we're going to see today. And I realize the stupidity in my comment. They don't have enough for 11-on-11. I said 30 players. I meant to say 20 players, not 30 players. It looks like they do have maybe enough. Maybe there's 22 down there.
It's definitely very, very little. As here's the handoff. That's Deshaun Massey. He takes it right side. 5 yards picked up. Muscles his way over the first down and over the 50-yard line. And a great draw play there by Deshaun Massey. First run play goes for 12 yards. First pass play, 65 yards and a touchdown. Coffeyville's offense is rolling early on.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a fun day. We're going to see a lot of different players probably do a lot of different things. I'm going to see how deep we get into the roster today, make us work here. Yeah, should be a fun afternoon.
1st and 10 from Resolution Prep's 46-yard line. Wilston in the shotgun, and he hands it back off to Massey. Right side, runs, 5-yard picked up, and he's hit hard over on the 40-yard line, but not after. A pretty consistent pickup there for number 2.
All I ask is I get at some point some Aloysius Jackson.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Give me some Aloysius Jackson.
Many times on the year where they tried to kind of figure out the offense, I'm telling you, poor Aloysius he did not get the breaks he was looking for. Penalties on the offense forced him off the football field. They didn't really stick with the Wildcat formation. Bad snaps. So maybe we see him today. Here's Wilstead on 2nd and 5. Shotgun formation, Massey behind him. He'll hand it off to Massey. Massey goes left side, just short of the first down marker, but does still pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards. 3rd down and about 1 coming up here. 11:50 to go in the first quarter. Happy to have you along with us. I'm Sam Speck along Matt Jordan on 98.1 KUSN, again in partnership with CCC TV. You can go check out that link on our website. Underneath the sports tab, you'll see CCC Television, and you can check out the video stream there. As Wilstead back up in the shotgun formation, 2 wide, 1 to each side for him. Takes the snap in the shotgun, hands it off to Massey. Massey looks to have gotten enough there, but that's about it. Maybe a yard or 2, and I believe the chains will be moving. And haven't gotten any signal. There the chains go. So the chains will be moving. Good first down picked up there by the Red Ravens, all on the ground, as Deshaun Massey makes his way to the sidelines. They'll get some well-deserved rest. They'll put another body in the backfield. And again, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side here for Wilstead. Kind of in that pistol formation. He's got 2 wide receivers off to his right, waiting on the snap, and he finally gets it. Nice play-action pass. That's a out route caught, and a nice 6-7, and he muscles his way towards the first down line. I think he got it. Beautiful pickup there after just a simple 5-yard connection to the right side, and that's Nicholas Hernandez taking it to the first down chains.
Yeah, good job of second effort there to get it to the first down marker, as it looks like, I believe, a guy we haven't seen since the Fort Scott game is Sam Squarlow in at running back.
Yeah, Squarlow at running back, 2 wide receivers, both to the left here of Wilstead, and another first down picked up there on Resolution Prep's 25-yard line. Here's the snap. There he is. Running back takes it up the middle. Nice 8-yard pickup, still on his feet, and it takes about 5 Resolution Prep players to take him down. He's just shy of the first. That's some strength right there. Again, a name that we haven't really seen all year long. Sam Squarlow, the 5'11 redshirt freshman out of Lawrence, Kansas. He picks up 9 yards there, strong on the ground. They line up on the left hash here with a 2nd and 1 coming up. So again, Coffeyville moving from right to left. They'll put a lot of guys on that offensive line and 2 wide receivers out to the right side. Squarlow in the backfield. Quick throw out to the right side. Little wide receiver screen. Great block past the 10 in towards the 5. First down picked up there, and that's good blocking out there by that far wide receiver.
It was good vision that time, too, to see where the lane opened up for him to get that first down. So impressive move to pick it up, and now we got first and goal.
Gets it inside the 10-yard line, and as Matt said, first and goal. 4 tries to get it inside the end zone here. They're up by 7. 9:35 to go in the first quarter, and Wilstead again lines up with 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. He's got a pair of running backs in the backfield with him. Takes the snap. That's Squarlow. Carries it into the 5. 3 touchdown. Coffeyville back on the board, and there he is, Sam Squarlow, a name that we hadn't mentioned all year long, and I'm sure today we might be seeing number 36 on the ledger many, many times. They go up 13-0 as the PAT unit makes its way out there. As early signs of it, I'm really thinking we're going to see some Aloysius Jackson today.
I hope so. Give me some Aloysius. Give me all Aloysius Jackson. He had to step up last year and play when he was the final quarterback remaining on the roster, and I hope to see him get some action today.
Yeah, we hope to see him out there. The PAT is up and in, 14-0 Coffeyville on the board. They are up on Resolution Prep. We'll take a quick minute break here on 98.1 KUSN.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street, it's in, well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
Back on board. They are up 14-0 here. 9:24 to go in the first quarter of play. We've seen a couple of ways to do it. A 65-yard bomb between quarterback Wilston and Andre Thomas Cobb, and then a nice 8-yard carry there by freshman Sam Squarlow. The running back took it in. So we've got a touchdown on the ground. We've got a touchdown through the air. And looking the way that the offense is operating right now, Matt, I'd say we start the checklist on how many types of touchdowns that we can get today. Defensive, special teams. We've got both offense. And it'll be a fun one here today as the offense looks to flex their muscles. Kicks is away, fielded about the 16-yard line, past the 20. Ball comes out, and at the 25, looks like Coffeyville's got the football. Still on his feet, in the return, pushing the pile forward to the 15-yard line. And where's the whistle? I'm not sure.
At some point, we have to blow the play dead. It comes out again. What in the world is going on?
And, Matt, I am blown away as to why the whistle was not blown 10 seconds into that.
Well, I feel like as soon as the momentum started going backwards, you've got to blow the play dead. I understand as long as it's going forward, you keep it alive, but because you never know when a player could break out of there. But as soon as he started to go backwards a little bit, someone can get hurt there. That definitely should have been blown dead.
Yeah, and fortunately, though, for the Red Ravens, we were right at the bottom of the pile. It is Coffeyville. So just like that, we get the football right back. 9:04 to go here in the first quarter, and Coffeyville looking to go up by 3 scores within the first few. And we saw Wilstead out there for the first drives. Now we've got Reese Shaw, number 17, taking the snaps today, and making me feel a little bit more confident that we might get some Aloysius Jackson in there. As Monty Thomas in the background with him. 4 wide receivers to choose from here for Reese Shaw. Kind of questionable on the formation there as he's more likely to run the football. There it is. A nice little play action. Quarterback sneak to the 3, dives. It looked like the football came out as well. He's well short of the touchdown. But I was going to say the fumble recovery might be pretty close to that end zone line. And he is going to, I'd say, about a foot short. So the fumble recovery comes about a foot short. And that will bring Reese Shaw back off the football field, and there he is, number 12, on his way out.
Give him a touchdown. Let's go.
Aloysius Jackson Jr. on his way, the sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina. He's in there to take some snaps, more likely to take it himself into the end zone. From the 1-yard line on 1st and goal, Jackson lines up the offense. He does send one wide receiver out to the far left. I believe that's Kendrick Jones. Here's Jackson on the carry. Takes it up in the middle, untouched, touchdown. Coffeyville back on the board. And there you go, Matty. Aloysius Jackson puts him up 20-0.
That's Aloysius Action Jackson right there. That's what I like to see, getting the touchdown in this game, and Coffeyville extending their lead. And, after that Highland game, I didn't think Reese Shaw should have thrown a football again, and it's a good thing he came out there and ran it.
And ran the football, exactly. They are up 20-0 at this point, and, again, untouched as Aloysius Jackson was, and to do that at the 1-yard line, the offensive line is just overpowering this Resolution Prep team right now.
Yeah, it's the most experienced part of the team is that extra point is good. 21-0. Although this could be a long game if it keeps up like this.
I was going to say 8:26 to go in the first quarter, 21-0. We'll just take a brief 30-second timeout. When we come back here in 30 seconds, we'll have more football for you here on 98.1 KUSN. Coffeyville up 21-0.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
Well, Welcome back out of the break. Coffeyville puts another 7 points up on the board. This time it was the quarterback Aloysius Jackson Jr. running in it for a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Their second one on the ground tonight. They are up 21-0. Red Ravens up 3 scores on this Resolution Prep Football Club out of Texas, just a prep academy there. Again, Matt, you sat down with Coach Aaron Flores. This might be a team more for examining instead of competition out there today.
Yeah, and unfortunately it has to be the last game of the season. I think you'd rather see this team maybe at the middle of the season like a lot of other teams had, but someone has to play them at this point, and it gives the fans a fun game to end the season with on this cold day. And, got to appreciate the 2 Resolution Prep fans that are on the other sideline.
Yeah, that's some dedication there, as here is the kickoff. Red Ravens from right to left, they kick it into Resolution Prep from his own 1-yard line, brings it out past the 15, out to the 20. He's met to the 25, and he's wrapped up and put down right there. He held onto the football, and Resolution offense back out there for just a slim time tonight. They haven't spent a whole lot of time out there on the football field, and I really don't think, looking at the first 5 minutes of this game, 5-6 minutes, it's not going to change too much.
Yeah, and if you're out there playing touchdown bingo, you can mark quarterback touchdown run, and you can mark long touchdown pass, and you can mark off a running back run. We'll see what else we can't get you for your game of quarterback or touchdown bingo later today as well.
Maybe a wide receiver sweep play, something like that. Take that to the house. We will see.
I fully expect a defensive touchdown at some point.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's touchdowns.
If they can do that against the top team in the country, they can certainly do that against Resolution Prep. Running play in the backfield, and he slips up on his own accord, and he gets touchdown, so it will be a loss of about 5 yards there. Just try to do too sharp of a cut and loses his footing underneath him.
Yeah, this you wouldn't think. Normally turf gets pretty hard in the cold, and you don't necessarily see slipping a lot, but there was some moisture earlier in the, earlier in the week, as in Thursday or Friday, early in the weekend, I guess. So maybe some of that's still out there on the field, but turf monster got him there.
With those cold temperatures as well, maybe it froze a little over as well, as we've got 3 wide here for the quarterback of Resolution Prep. 2nd and 15 on his own 21-yard line in that pistol formation. Wants to throw, looks left, nice little air out route, and misses everybody there. Maybe a miscommunication, I'm not sure, but also threw it into double coverage. So questionable on the throw call there. Coffeyville will take it. Incomplete pass. We've got 3rd down and 15 to come up here, as there is 6:55 to go. And also, I kind of take a peek over at the scoreboard as well. Matt, we may have to check in with him, but after the incomplete pass, you normally see a stopped clock. Now it is continually running. So we will check in with the scorekeepers as to maybe there is a continual clock throughout this ball game.
That might be the best call, with the fact that this game could take forever with the amount of touchdowns we'll see scored.
4 wide here for Resolution Prep in straight shotgun formation with a man in the backfield with him, waiting on the snap. Gets a snap, clean snap, looks left. Quick throw, and just overthrew his man on an out route. Good route, good thought as well. He just put a little bit too much gas behind it, and that will be an incomplete pass and another 3 and out. 4th and 15 coming up here. Though, as frustrating as it may seem to be a Resolution Prep player or fan, whatever it may be, you got to believe this team has made significant strides just to be here. Within the past few years, they were playing to, small teams, even smaller scale than they were down in Texas. Now they're traveling around. Now they're in, these JUCO conferences and up here and competing, and it's just a matter of time until they can get some players on their team and really compete with a Coffeyville or a Butler or a Hutchinson. And it looks like they want to go for it here on 4th down and 15. 4 wide, and just a pooch kick there from the quarterback there, but a heavy wind in his face. That doesn't go much more than a 7-yard pickup there from the line of scrimmage, and that is unfortunate for Resolution Prep, though Coffeyville looking good. They're going to start this drive on Resolution's 32-yard line, right in the middle of the field, still moving from right to left here as the clock stops at 5:30 to go. As I'll tell you what, that's just unfortunate. It looked like it came right off the side of his foot, and of course he's got it's pretty significant wind, about 10 miles an hour going right into his face.
Yeah, that would have been a hard punt for a normal punter. I don't know if this team even has a punter or a kicker, because that was the quarterback doing that, and we see that in the NFL every once in a while.
Yeah, just trying to throw the formation of the defense off a little bit as Reese Shaw wants to throw the football here. In and out of the hands of the wide receiver. I believe that's Giles on the incompletion. That was right in his hands, and he just forgot to catch the football.
Yeah, if you want to get really interesting, I'd like to see maybe some Marquise Bell at like wide receiver.
There you go. He's big enough, long enough, and he certainly has the hands for it. Maybe start playing some dual players here for Coffeyville, but certainly they're going to try and emphasize on getting the young guys that haven't been out there, the key component players, as Shaw now takes the snap, wants to throw here on 2nd 10 from his 35, throws, end zone, and it's caught. Beautiful play by the wide receiver, finding his own separation. That's Nicholas Hernandez. Reese Shaw, that was probably the best throw we've seen out of Shaw all year.
All right, he can throw the football.
Yeah, it was.
I'll lift the band.
You got to give him that one. That was a dime and a better play as well to get the separation down there in the end zone. Nicholas Hernandez on the catch. They take it about 30 yards for the touchdown. Second one through the air tonight. First one for Reese Shaw. They go up 27-0 with 4:05 to go here in the quarter. The PAT unit on the field.
Yeah, that Reese put that where only his wide receiver is going to be able to go and get that, and that was a really great throw. Against no one, that's a great throw.
Yeah, in fact it was, and all he had to do is hit him right in the chest, and he did. Coffeyville up big, 28-0 here in the first quarter. 3:40 to go in the quarter of play. We'll be back here in 30 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
We got 3:38 to go here in the first quarter of play. Coffeyville put in their 4th touchdown, 2nd through the air. First courtesy of Reese Shaw connecting with Nicholas Hernandez down here on this near sideline. That one went for 30 yards. They are up 28-0 on Resolution Prep. They put the football back up on the 35-yard line. Kicking with the wind from right to left here, as Coffeyville again for the 4th time tonight will be kicking it away. They will kick it away in the second half as well, as they received and had the first one of this drive, and the wind will push that one over. Looks more likely like we will have to have a player come down and hold the football. Deshaun Massey raises his hand. He'll take the duties of that, as he'll put the football under a finger, and it is now propped up, ready to go here. Is waiting on kickoff. Again, 3:38 to go from Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan. Happy to have you along with us for the Red Ravens' final football game of the 2018 years. This one's fielded inside the 10. Past the 10 now. Here's Resolution Prep on the return, and a great open field tackle right at the 15-yard line as Coffeyville's defense back on the field. And surprisingly tonight, they aren't the ones contributing the points. It's the offense coming alive.
Yeah, they haven't, they really haven't done much but forced 3 and outs. That turnover was on special teams, and the best thing about that return is I don't know how he didn't go out of bounds over there trying to field it at the 5-yard line.
Catch.
Yeah.
One heck of a catch there, certainly, as he tried to get a little bit of something out of it, and he did. He gets it out to the 15-yard line. Still not the best field position to start with here if you're Resolution Prep. They've got 4 wide. Quarterback comes up now in the shotgun formation and a running back right next to him. Takes the snap, looks left, wants to throw. Quick throw, and it's picked off on that far side. He's got some blocking to the 5. Touchdown, Red Ravens. And, Matt, it's like they heard us up here. And you can knock that one off on the touchdown bingo. That is defensive back Breon Murray, a 6-foot redshirt freshman out of Milford, Delaware. He takes it to the house on the pick 6. Coffeyville up 34-0 here with 2:30 to go in the first quarter of play. As again, the PAT unit on their way out there. And, Matt, it was only a matter of time until the defense got on the board.
Yeah, you knew they wanted to score at least some way, somehow in this game. And the pick 6 there, an easy touchdown for Mr. Murray.
The ball-hawking secondary, that is, of the Coffeyville Red Ravens defense, gets their first interception tonight. I'm sure that number will fluctuate throughout the afternoon. The kick is up. The kick is no good. He pushed it to the far right, so that will be a miss on the PAT unit. They are still up 34-0. Back in a minute on 98.1 KUSN.
Everyone looks forward to a good meal. That's why we do dining differently at Windsor Place. We call it 7 to 7 dining. Residents can come to the dining room anytime between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. for a home-cooked meal of their choice. 3 specials are available throughout the day, along with a full menu, including all-day breakfast. If residents need a treat between meals, they can visit our self-service snack pantries. Come see what makes Windsor Place different at mealtime. Call 620-252-4929.
Move forward. You can by becoming a part of the Acme Foundry team in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry has current openings for CNC machinists and entry-level foundry positions. Acme offers competitive wages, benefits including medical and dental, and a retirement plan through employee ownership. Acme moves careers forward by promoting from within. Find out more. Apply in person at Acme Foundry, 1502 South Spruce Street in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry, an equal opportunity employer.
Coming out of the scoring drive once again is Coffeyville. They're up 34-0 as the ball is propped up, teed away, and kicked down into the end zone, and Resolution Prep will return it from left to right past the 15, still on his feet past the 20, and he's taken down around the 24-yard line there. Good return as he brings it out from his own end zone there, as Resolution Prep's offense hoping for drastically different results than their last few drives up the field. Obviously on the last one, a pick six over on that far side. Breon Murray takes it to the house, putting them up now again 34-0 here on Resolution Prep, but at least maybe some progression here. That's probably a subtle victory, as again Coffeyville's defense very, very good, but if you're over on that far sideline, you've got to find ways to have those subtle victories within a ball game.
Yeah, it's especially in a game like this, it's the small takeaways that you can take away and build off of and get ready for the next year.
We'll see what they can do with it. And here's a design quarterback draw play. He runs to the right, and Coffeyville is all over him. He thought he maybe had some separation, but in fact he loses a yard as he gets pushed back around the 23-yard line, I believe. So he loses a yard, in fact. 2nd and 11 coming up. Now we've got 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And I believe what's happening here during scoring plays of those breakages, the clock will stop. But when the teams are on the football field, regardless of it going out of bounds or an incomplete pass, that the clock will continue to run. That's kind of what I have picked up at this point. And the clock will continue to run as from here. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. 4 wide receivers here for Resolution Prep from the shotgun formation. Waits on the snap. Gets a clean one. It's a wide receiver screen to the left side. And Coffeyville's all over it. Football comes out. Looks like the Red Ravens may have the possession, but no, they are going to say he was down on the ground. So the call was called down before anything. And with that as well, the quarter has expired. We will switch sides. A fresh 15 minutes up on the scoreboard. Well, we will see, actually, to see if that was the quarter. Do the officials want to put up more time on the clock due to the stoppage? Well, no, that will do it. So 1 quarter away, 34-0. We'll be back here in 60 seconds with quarter number 2 on 98.1 KUSN.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox 6200. That's 6200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 28095, Cruze 180150.
Teams have switched sides. We got a fresh 15 minutes up on the scoreboard. Resolution Prep comes out of the break with a 3rd and 9 coming up on the 25-yard line of their own. They're moving from right to left now, so they're moving with the wind. As now waiting on the snap here is the quarterback 4 wide for him. They will hand it off. They run straight up the middle, and Coffeyville's defense all over him. Maybe picks up about 2 yards there, but still being on 3rd down. That is well short of the first down mark there. And again, Matt, you are correct. Vernon Sharp doing the passings this evening. As we get those stat sheet, let's take a look at the numbers here real quick. Obviously, Resolution Prep, we don't need to highlight too many areas there, but Coffeyville really flexing their muscles today.
Yeah, of course, 34-0, 7 first downs for Coffeyville, 8 rushes for 51 yards versus 4 for 11 for Resolution Prep. 4 of 5 for Coffeyville passing with they got 158 yards total, 107 through the air. And, of course, the turnover, couple of turnovers, the pick 6. So Wilstead was 3 of 3. For 75 yards.
And wanting to go for it here on 4th down is Resolution Prep, and a quick throw out to his wide receiver is caught. But again, that play, I'm kind of questioning as what the play call would have been there, because it just looked like a wide receiver screen. That goes nowhere. He gets tackled at least 5 yards behind the first down line, and they just turn the ball over. Coffeyville gets it right back on the 24-yard line of Resolution Prep. Again, regardless if you've got a punt unit, you've got to be questioning the play call there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you're at there. Maybe take a shot. Maybe hope somebody misses a tackle because they're not ready for it. I don't really.
You've got to make Coffeyville make their own mistake, or at least play the football game. You can't just to roll over on that, just like they did on the down. They give it up, turnover on downs, and giving Coffeyville great starting field position. 13-20 till we head back, and Wilstead back out there taking the snaps as the big man waits in the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers. 2 to the left and 1 to the right, and looking now, timeout is going to be called. Looks like Resolution Prep wants a timeout. We'll take one ourselves. Back here in 60 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep Inn and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep Inn and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeyville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeyville.
13:09 to begin the halftime. Wilstead comes out in the shotgun formation out of the timeout. 3 wide receivers to choose from as he waits on the snap. High snap, play action pass, throws right side, end zone, and it's almost caught in and out of his hands. And that was Ronald LeBlanc coming up short, the intended receiver there, and had a pretty good chance of catching it. I don't know if it was the ground that forced it out or if he just slipped through the fingers there, Matt.
Yeah, I think it was just a little too far in front of him. He had to extend and try to dive to make the play, and I think it was just maybe as cold as it is the football a little hard, just kind of bounced out.
3 wide receivers again here for Wilstead. In that shotgun formation, takes the snap. He wants to run it. They do. Up the middle, that's Lee on the carry. He takes it about 3 yards there up the middle. And he, again, picks up just a couple there on the ground as they run it straight up the gut there. 3rd down and 7 coming up after the incompletion and the short run play, though it looks like we do have a player down here for Coffeyville, and that is not what you want to see.
Not in a game like this, definitely not. Don't want to get anyone hurt in a game that is probably already decided. And, definitely not what you want to see. I do have an update from a game going on a little north of us as it's Sunflower Showdown.
Oh, yes.
2, 3, and 6 teams, KU versus K-State right now. The Jayhawks with the lead, 17-14.
How about that?
With 4:46 left in the 4th quarter.
The Jayhawks looking for their 4th win on the season after not posting 3 wins within a few seasons of itself. So a good year.
They haven't beaten K-State in a long time.
Good year for them as, again, you'd like to get the player off the field here, and he gets up on his own power and exits the field. I'm not too sure. That's Camden Chutz, the offensive lineman there. He's going to finally make his way to the sideline here, but on his own power as well. You wonder what the injury was there. I'm not too sure. Hopefully he is okay. He looks to be fine. He's kind of over here on the sideline laughing. I'm not sure with what the issue was. Took his time, and we'll continue with the clock running at 12:25 now. Third down coming up. Finally, as we get back to play here, Red Ravens with 2 wide, and that's Wilston in the backfield, shotgun formation, as he's got Gardner right in the backfield with him. Waits on the snap. He'll hand it off. That's Cardinal. He's got some good blocking to the right side as well to the 20, and a great job to get through that offensive line and push him out of bounds. And that was either great job by the defense there or just poor blocking, as they are still well short of the first down. Matt, they had 3 or 4 Red Ravens in front of them, and it was almost like they were absent there. Resolution Prep finds them right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's probably the best play Resolution Prep's made defensively or period all day is they face the 4th down.
And they overpower the Coffeyville offensive line, and it looks like Coach Aaron Flores would like to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 5 from Resolution's 19-yard line. Wilstead comes out, the shotgun, man in motion, and 2 wide receivers off to the left side. And they're going to hand it off again. That's Gardner. And Gardner met in the backfield, and that went nowhere. Both plays, they give it to Gardner, goes nowhere. Turnover on downs as well, as that will bring out the defense here for Coffeyville, and not questioning the 4th down call, just questioning the ability to go for it on 4th down, but the call on 4th down certainly questionable there, as well as as good as that defensive line looked on those first couple of plays on the drive. Why go back to the run up the middle as it comes back to bite them there? 11:20 to go here in the first half of play. Resolution Prep's offense back out after forcing Coffeyville off the football field on a turnover on downs. Again, I question the run play up the middle. Maybe a toss, maybe something to the edge, but that D-line was looking strong.
Yeah, the passing game's obviously worked in this game, the few shots you've taken, so might have tried something there, as I think your receivers are a little bit more athletic than these corners.
4 wide coming up here. Waiting on the snap. Resolution Prep in the shotgun formation. Wants to throw the football, looks right, and tipped away. Beautifully done there by the defensive back, Demarius Farmer, as he just gets his fist in there and swats that one to the turf. That will be 2nd down and 10 coming up. Vernon Sharp, again, he's overthrown some players. He does that interception as well, but he's got a pretty good arm out there. If he can find some accuracy, he may be, a fairly dangerous target in later times. Today, though, he's got a tough test. The secondary of Coffeyville is top-notch. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best in the Jayhawk Conference out there right now. So now they'll line up again. Clock continues to run at 10:14 to go in the first half. 4 wide receivers. And from the 20-yard line, Resolution Prep from the shotgun wants to throw over the middle and almost picked off. Coffeyville, man, they got Resolution got away with one there. That should have been picked off.
Yeah, that's the second that should have been the 3rd interception of the game. That's the 2nd dropped interception, and defense missing out on what probably could have been a pick 6 there.
Yeah, and a name that, again, we haven't seen all year long, Devontae Dawson, a 6-foot redshirt freshman out of Dallas, Texas. As a kid that hadn't been out there too much all year, you got the Marquise Bell, you've got the other defensive backs like Breon Murray and Alvinowski LaFleur. Those guys are out there for the big games. You gotta snag that. You gotta secure it for that interception while you've got your play time, and I'm sure we will see him next year, hopefully as a return player for the Red Ravens. They bring everybody on the blitz play. He has to leave the pocket now, and he does. Pass about 5 yards, just short of the first down marker, though, is Resolution Prep, and a good job there by the quarterback, and hopefully they didn't just figure something out, because that is the kryptonite of the Coffeyville's defense right there, is the ability to leave the pocket.
Yeah, any quarterbacks that can move, and that was a sharp run there as Vernon on the carry. But, quarterbacks that can move, get outside the pocket, that's been the biggest weakness for this team because they're so aggressive.
They are. And they did bring the house there on a 3rd down play. They brought extra pressure. They brought a blitz right up the middle. It came back to bite them. Now we see if they can push him off the football field once more. 4th down and 4 coming up. It's manageable here for Resolution Prep as they've got 4 wide receivers. Sharp, and in and out of his hands. The fumble still on the ground, I believe. I don't think anybody's claimed it yet. Resolution Prep finally able to fall on top of the football, but with that will give it right back to Coffeyville with the turnover on downs. 8:20 to go here in the first half of play. 34-0, your Red Ravens are up on Resolution Prep as after the turnover on downs, Coffeyville comes back out. They start on the 23-yard line. They'll be on the far hash line, again moving from left to right here in the second quarter. Straight into the wind, as it is a very brisk afternoon as to this point. Under 8 minutes to go. That clock, again, how we explained it, it's during the commercial breaks, the clocks will stop, and during scoring breaks as well. But while the teams are on the field, regardless of an incomplete pass, the clock has been continually running, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Wilstead back out there. 4 wide receivers for the quarterback, and he's got a man in the backfield as well. Takes the snap, hands it off, and he is met in the backfield, though he's still on his feet. Spins away from the first tackler, bulldozes over the second, but he's still behind the line of scrimmage there. And I'll tell you what, the bulldozes.
Good effort.
Yeah, good effort there. And he did, ran over that one runner, but still well behind the line of scrimmage. Squarlow loses about 5-6 yards there on the carry. Second down, 16, maybe 17 coming up here for Coffeyville. And again, the D-line here for Resolution Prep is kind of muscling up. Questioning why they're shying away from the passing play. Do they go back to it here on second and long? Wilstead waiting on the snap. Takes the snap. Here's the throw. Looks left, wants to throw. Out route, wide open at the 20-yard line. Spins away. First down picked up to the 10, 5, inside the 5, and that's where he's taken down about the 2-yard line. And again, maybe it's to get the clock to continually run and to get it pushed down there, but the success through the air tonight is unmatched. They are looking so good throwing the football.
Yeah, Wilstead, he looks comfortable in the pocket. He's calm. He's making smart decisions, and man, he's talented. You see the arm talent with it. He just lets that ball loose. He's slinging it.
Very relaxed, as well as you had mentioned, composed. It's amazing what a quarterback can do when he actually has time within the pocket there. He's got 2 running backs behind him in the shotgun formation, and he's got a wide receiver off to that far side on the far hash. It's a direct snap to running the running backs, and I still think he is short of the end zone line. And I think he is. He was about a foot short there. He just put his head down and came up a little bit short there. That is Caleb Pipes, the fullback, who took the direct snap. And that one does not get into the end zone, unfortunately. They'll be at about the half-yard line here as Wilstead remains kind of more in the middle part of the field, lining up again with that fullback formation right next to him. Do they go back to the direct? They do. To the fullback direct snap, and I'm still not sure if he got it. And right there again, that may have shown some inexperience because he had a lane, didn't choose to dive, and ended up getting hit by a body there. And yes, indeed, Coffeyville gets stuffed out once again. And that just comes with inexperience.
I don't know how he didn't score there. I thought for sure that was a touchdown, but, no, I guess they didn't signal it, but they're giving it to him.
Okay, so they will give it to him.
They did not signal it. I didn't see a signal out down there at all, but it is a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, I think the refs have kind of given up at this game. It's certainly a blowout.
Sam, you got it. I'll see you later.
It's certainly a blowout, but we definitely need the officiating crew to help us out there. So, again, yeah, it was too close not to be called a touchdown. So when there wasn't the signal made, I was amazed. But yes, a touchdown scored there on the ground. Once again, they go up again. 41-0. 4:50 to go here in the first half of play. Back in a minute on 98.1 KUSN.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
A celebration is in order every time CCC comes to play, and you can trust Gillum Liquor to back it up with an endless cooler filled with your favorite pick of ice-cold beer, or choose something from the vast wine selection to help you relax and wind down after an exhilarating CCC game. Whatever your pleasure, Gillum Liquor is always in for the win. Gillum Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
Coffeyville back on the board once again as they increase the lead to 41-0. And Matt, after 5 times of this, you wonder why they wouldn't have a holder on the tee. Just waiting out there. It is a very windy afternoon, and we will wait once again for a holder to get over to the tee.
Maybe one of these days.
Maybe they'll, it's several kickoffs today, and on all of the occasions, the ball has been knocked over by the wind. Deshaun Massey again comes in to hold the football. Now waiting on the kickoff here. Here it is. From left to right from their own 35. This one's got a lot of hang time, but no distance behind it. At the 25, it was fielded, but it was dropped as well, and he falls right on the football. Resolution Prep luckily hangs on to the possession there, and they will start with their offense on their own 28-yard line. 3:35 to go here in the first half of play. During halftime, stick around. We'll break down the first half stats a little bit more, as well as kind of look around the nation, as it is Saturday afternoon. Plenty of college football going on right now, and then we'll look on down the line. Not necessarily for CCC football, but we got basketball, we got volleyball as well to look forward to here as the fall sports and winter months kind of pick up here for athletics, as it is the final game of the 2018 season here for this Coffeyville football team. It's been a fun year with you, Matt, as we've had our ups, our downs, but it's always been fun up here in the satellites as we look down way from the sky up here in the press box. 4 wide here for Resolution Prep as they come out once again. That's Sharp on the snap and the carry, or excuse me, handed it off to his running back on the carry, and he picks up maybe a yard there, and that's about it. But it's a good way to finish off the season here with a good home win.
Yeah, and a fun one, or a high-scoring one. And, I don't know if direct snap to the running back is on touchdown bingo, but if it is, you can cross it off.
You can cross that right off there. Yep, exactly. We've had a couple of long connections through the air. We've had a quarterback take it to the house, a running back, and they're a fullback on a direct snap. So you're right. The touchdown bingo, we're going to fill it up before we have somebody actually have a bingo here. We've got 4 wide here for Sharp. He comes out in the shotgun formation. Play action pass, wants to throw right side. He overthrows his intended receiver as that one just over his head. Felt the pressure there coming from the near side and threw it into double coverage as well. Kind of questionable on the call there, but just had to get the football away. Unfortunately, that one falls onto the turf for Resolution Prep. Coffeyville, again, forces them into a 3rd down and 10 here. Defense is comfortable. You can see them out there trying to stay warm with a little bit of dance moves as they are out there kind of going with the school marching band right now, keeping themselves warm. Definitely need to. Up here in the booth, we've got a nice draft coming down, a nice heated draft. So on a very, very chilly afternoon, you got to be able to keep keep yourself warm somehow. Here's Sharp now on the snap, wants to throw on 3rd and 10, looks left, and that one is incomplete. As again, threw it into double coverage there, just kind of threw the ball away to get it away from him to avoid the sack there. And either way, 3rd and 10 will turn into 4th and 10 here. The ball is on the 28-yard line. We have not seen Resolution Prep really shy away from going for it on these scenarios, regardless of the field position, so I believe that is most likely what we'll see here. In fact, though, I do see Vernon Sharp, the quarterback, making his way to the sideline. So I maybe do see a special teams unit on their way out there to punt this one away. 45 on the game clock till we head to halftime here. 5 on the play clock to get the snap off. There's the snap. That one bounces to him. He's in trouble. Special teams almost gets a block, but it is punted away to the 35, and he drops the football, and he hangs on to it. And that right there is just as simple as keeping your eye on the prize, and the prize of the football, not the end zone. Most people don't necessarily quite realize that, but yeah, you got to hang on to the football before you get to the end zone. He almost lost it there. He falls on it. Coffeyville will have the football on their own 35-yard line with 30 seconds to go here.
Running into the punter or roughing the punter, one of the two. One is 5 yards and will result in a 4th down. The other is 15 and will give them a 1st down.
So the first one will be declined. You're right there, Matt. It is on the late contact there. So the offense back out there, and again, it's mistakes that you can't have on those types of scenarios. So again, Coffeyville will come on out at the 35-yard line.
Do you take a shot, or do you just take a knee and go to halftime?
At this point, with that offensive lineman just a little bit ago, again, he got up on his own power and just kind of skipped off. But it's no time to hurt, especially young players, and that's who's out there right now, the majority of them. Looks like they are going to try and take a shot. Here's Reese Shaw back out there on the football field. 1st and 10, 30 seconds to go here in the first half, and they've got 3 wide receivers to throw to. Shaw, he'll hand it off, though. They run it right side. Gets a good block there to the 35-yard line and swarmed by the run defense again. Resolution Prep's run defense is kind of stepping it up here, and Coffeyville's running backs don't really know what to do with the football there. That's Sam Squarlow again on the carry. That pushes it down to 10 seconds on the clock. That should do it for the first half of play, and indeed it does. So that will do it, 41-0 as we enter halftime here on 98.1 KUSN in partnership with CCC TV. Red Ravens up big on Resolution Prep right now. We'll take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we will sit down with the SID of Coffeyville Community College, Danny Marcuzzo. We will get an update on what's going on in CCC. Matt and I will look around the nation as well. Plenty of college football going on today. Again, a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll begin our halftime show here on 98.1 KUSN. Red Ravens up 41-0 at the half.
Bull Ass Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am Bull Ass Montana here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right, 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street. It's in... Well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
Everyone looks forward to a good meal. That's why we do dining differently at Windsor Place. We call it 7 to 7 dining. Residents can come to the dining room anytime between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. for a home-cooked meal of their choice. 3 specials are available throughout the day, along with a full menu, including all-day breakfast. If residents need a treat between meals, they can visit our self-service snack pantries. Come see what makes Windsor Place different at mealtime. Call 620-252-4929.
Move forward. You can by becoming a part of the Acme Foundry team in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry has current openings for CNC machinists and entry-level foundry positions. Acme offers competitive wages, benefits including medical and dental, and a retirement plan through employee ownership. Acme moves careers forward by promoting from within. Find out more. Apply in person at Acme Foundry, 1502 South Spruce Street in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry, an equal opportunity employer.
Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeyville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeyville.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox 6200. That's 6200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 28095, Cruze 180150.
You're listening to Coffeyville Community College Red Raven football here on US 98 KUSN, your home for Red Raven sports. Now stay tuned for the Community State Bank Red Raven Halftime Show, brought to you by your locally owned and locally operated bank, Community State Bank.
And welcome. It is halftime here on 98.1 KUSN along with CCC TV. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan, as well as the Sports Information Director, Danny Marcuzzo of Coffeyville Community College. Danny, good to have you back up here, brother.
Guys, thank you for having me as always.
I'll tell you what, unfortunately, it is our final trip up here in the skybox of Veterans Memorial Stadium here as we finish off the 2018 season. And real quick, just kind of a broad, spectrum of it. Your first football season as the CCC SID. How the heck was it?
It was awesome. Enjoyed every minute of it. It's kind of been a little bit of a year of what could have been. There's been a few games that could have gone one way or the other, and they seem to kind of go against us. This is a real good football team we have, and I don't think the record at the end of the year is necessarily going to show that.
No, I completely agree. If they get the win today, they will move to 5-6 on the year. I think they're a little bit better than a 500 team. I think there was certainly some teams in that schedule, such as Garden City and Hutch, maybe a Butler, but Iowa Western, again, one of those teams as well that certainly should have challenged Coffeyville, and Coffeyville, unfortunately, was challenged by a few other teams that they should have gotten on the win ledger. But that's behind us now. We've got some sports as well to look forward to, including tonight, as we've got the game on the hardwood. The guys hosting a top 15 national matchup as Indian Hills comes in to Nellis Hall tonight against our number 4 Coffeyville Red Ravens men's basketball team. I'll tell you what, I've been able to call their first couple of games. Matt and I will be there on the call tonight, again, right here on 98.1 KUSN. But, man, oh, man, what are you expecting for that?
Ooh. I am excited, first and foremost, for that one. I think it's going to be a big-time matchup. Went and watched practice this morning in between before this one, and Coach Hark's going to have those boys ready. I mean, they were game planning. It sounds like Indian Hills is a team that likes to drive hard to the basket, have a couple guys suck in on the guy that drives, and then kick it out and hit the three. So it should be a high-scoring affair, but I like our chance to pull it out tonight. I mean, we saw it the other day when they played NEO. I mean, Coach Herc was pretty upset throughout the entire night, and I think they ended up winning by 16 points. And I mean, there was a lot of things, a lot of areas they could have played better, and they still got out of there with a double-digit win.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, for the first 10 minutes of that NEO game, or for the first 5 minutes, I should say, they played very well against the zone, and then the next 10 minutes, they went almost dormant. They almost didn't score, and again, that zone really hurt them, and also the rebound ratio hurt them as well. So hopefully they were making those adjustments, and it sounds like they were, as Marcuso was over there today attending practice, and they were working on some things there. So we got that game coming up this evening. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off, and again, we've got the ladies, the volleyball, heading back to nationals. I believe they leave on Tuesday. Is that correct?
Tuesday morning at 7.
How about that?
They're taking off.
So where are they heading? Where is the nationals at?
The Nationals is in West Virginia.
West Virginia. That's what it was. We thought it was Virginia or the West Virginia, so they're heading over there. And I believe as well, you guys are accepting donations for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking for all the resources they can, and this is year 3 in a row for them heading into the national tournament. And it costs a little bit to take 15 girls there and a couple coaches. And yeah, they're looking for all the help they can get. We want to support them through their success, but I know it costs to head out there as well, too.
No doubt about it. And they look strong. They look like they might be reeling in 2 in a row. Does it look like it?
They have a very, very favorable draw. And like we watched, they got superstars. The conference results just came out. They had 3 girls on first team. They had the freshman of the year, and then Nani Reyes. She won MVP again this year.
There you go.
She's pretty special, and they got a very favorable draw out there in West Virginia. Their first game is against Mercyhurst, who's only played something like 27 games the entire year. That we have more wins than they have game played. And then Johnson and Parkland, who are the other 2 top dogs, they're on the other side of the 16-team bracket. So we got a favorable draw now. I went and watched a little bit of practice this morning with Delise as well, too, and she's saying all the right things. She's such a successful coach for a reason. She understands that, hey, last year's success doesn't dictate this year's success. They have to go out and play it one game at a time.
Yeah. And you had mentioned, we got an MVP on the volleyball team, and real quick before we send it off, as we are inching closer to second half football, of this football team, Matt and I got to come to a consensus as well, but you got a little different view angle. You are actually down there on the field right now. Of anybody on this roster of the Red Ravens team, who really stood out? Who do you think we're really going to see maybe in a 4-year college, defensively, offensively? Who kind of was that number that week in, week out that you kind of heard on a regular basis? I know the defensive backs, they definitely played well, but Matt and I are going to kind of have a difficulty here of who we might choose. And
we name a player of the week each week, so we're gonna take that and name a player of the year, and so
kind of accumulate it.
Your player of the year for Coffeyville?
I would have to say Marquise Bell.
Yep.
I think he's just, it's just superstar type talent. I think he's a guy that's going to be extremely successful when he leaves Coffeyville and has a good chance to play on Sundays.
No, I completely agree with you. Not only that, he's got the size. He's 6'3", he's 215. He's big, and he's got the hands to do it as well. He can block on the special teams. He's got those interceptions. He's got the pick sixes as well. So he's the jack of all trades. And Matt and I, we were hoping maybe to see him in a wide receiver position today, just for the heck of it. You know what I mean?
Fun.
So,
yeah, no doubt.
That's SID. Danny Marcuso joining us here at halftime. We'll take a quick 30-second break. When we come back from 30 seconds, it's time for second half football here on 98.1 KUSN.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
You've been listening to the Community State Bank Red Raven Halftime Show, brought to you by Community State Bank, your only locally owned and locally operated bank. Now stay tuned for second half action of Red Raven football here on KUSN.
And welcome back in. Second half football inching away as Coffeyville Community College received in the first half, so they will be doing the kicking here to start off the second. They have a sizable lead, to say the least. It's 41-0 as we enter the final 30 minutes of the 2018 season. The ball is teed up. It is held this time and kicked away from the 35-yard line from right to left with the wind. That one is dropped at the 10-yard line, but he's able to get the football back. Past the 15 now, Resolution Prep. Wow, he's got some good return now. Past the 30, and he gets pushed out of bounds. And that right there is speed and agility coming in and helping you out right there as he took the ball from the 10 out to the 30 solely off of beating somebody to the sideline. 14:35 to go here in the third quarter of play. We'll see Resolution's Prep's offense back out there for the first time in this second half. That first half, it was not the kind of half they were looking for. First downs, they did not get any. They did not score any points in rushing yards. On 8 attempts, they had -7 yards. On passing attempts, on 10 attempts, they had 2 completions, 1 interception for -1 yard. So, Matt, the defense today for the Red Ravens really stepping up as Resolution Prep can't figure out, and I mean literally anything. As here's 4 wide for the quarterback. That's Sharp. He'll hand it off right side at a good distance there. Gets about a yard or two. Still muscling his way to about 5 yards and a good pickup there on the ground.
Yeah, positive gain. That's always a plus. Defense also outscoring Resolution Prep 6-0 as well. Update from the Sunflower Showdown. K-State's taking the lead, 21-17, 2:46 left to play. K-State, it would be their 10th win in a row, or KU can stop that 9-game winning streak.
And real quick, who's got the possession? I know that's late in the football game.
KU just got it, so K-State just scored to take the lead.
And Resolution Prep with the possession here on 2nd and 5. From their own 35-yard line, takes the snap there Sharp. A little draw play there by the quarterback. He's still on his feet, still trying to do something. Now he takes it all the way back to the far side of the football field, pushing his way to the first down marker, and it looks like that will be their first down picked up tonight. And the Chains will move past the 40-yard line right there. And maybe, again, trying to get some younger guys out there. Again, looking at the secondary right now, I don't recognize too many of the numbers in terms of starting players as well as kind of position and fill players throughout the year. So, again, there's a lot of guys out there, including looking down there, Chris Lewis, number 10. He hasn't had a whole lot of time in that backfield, as well as number 20, Kenneth DeVoe. I know DeVoe's been back there a little bit. He's playing safety right now. But a lot of new faces out there on the football field for Coffeyville. Here's the first down run right up the gut, and that maybe gets about a yard on that far hash line.
You got Fabian McNichols in at corner as well. Devontae Dawson, another guy that's in there that we haven't seen a lot of. But first down of the game on that last play for Resolution Prep, and now trying to get it past the 50. For the first time today as well.
And, you know, they saw subtle hints of it in that first half, and there you go just a moment ago with Vernon Sharp. But if they can spread it out like they do with 4 wide receivers and then maybe a delayed quarterback draw, that might be the way to get some success against this Coffeyville defense. They run it off. Right side, running back with the football, and I'm not sure if he even got back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to get pushed back. Loss of about a yard. So 2nd and 9 turns into about 3rd and 10. At the 41-yard line of their own. Again, they push themselves right back into the middle of the football field. Resolution Prep out there in their white top uniforms. They've kind of got an orange-red kind of coloring and accent on that, and, of course, that same color in the pants as well. And then Coffeyville coming out in their all reds tonight. They look sharp in all red as well as in all black, but tonight they got the black bottoms, the black tops with the white lettering and numbering, and then, of course, the Raven helmet on top of the white with the cursive Raven. So now waiting on the snap here on 4 wide, 3rd and 10. Sharp on a little toss play to the right, and he is met behind the line, gets away from the tackle now, pushed back to the 30, and a great job there by Coffeyville. Meets him in the backfield, and on 3rd down and long, that one turns it into 4th and even longer. So a great job there from Coffeyville to kind of close in on a just a sweet play it was. They brought a wide receiver from the near side all the way to the far side. Some contact may have seemed like a lane was to open up, but Coffeyville closed that very, very quickly. 4th and a mile coming up. They'll say 21 yards is what they need to get. They need to get all the way to the Coffeyville 49, and they sit on their own 30, and it looks like the punt crew will be back out there. Unfortunately, straight into the wind here for Resolution Prep. There's the snap, clean hold, and that one again into the wind and maybe only gets about 15 yards. That one hits at the 35-yard line and gets out to the 43. So the punt was punted away from the 23 and it got to the 35-yard line. Not the kind of distance that you're looking for.
Yeah, punting has not been the strong suit of, the football hasn't really been the strong suit for Resolution Prep tonight, but punting definitely not been one of the stronger suits tonight.
And again, in the wind, it doesn't help, but you've got to be able to get some muscle behind it, push it at least over the midfield line. Instead, Coffeyville will start on Resolution Prep's 44-yard line. 3 wide receivers here for Coffeyville, and Reese Shaw out there in the shotgun formation to take the snaps.
I need more Aloysius Jackson in my
Yes,
life.
we do. We need more Jackson in our life. As here's a little rollout play to the 40. There's a complete pass. Has a block to the 30, and he just muscles his way past the first down line. And again, a big man. If you can have, that's Jake Lassiter, who's been injured for the majority of the year. But I'll tell you what, a tight end that can catch the football, can run, and then has the strength to just run over defensive backs. I'm sure we've been missing number 44 all year long.
Yeah, good to see him back. Got hurt in the Butler game, early in the Butler game, and hadn't seen him until today.
He's back out there in the slot receiver, and they want to go to the end zone. Shaw to the end zone, and it is caught. Coffeyville on a 30-yard connection, and that for the second time tonight. Reese Shaw may have even thrown a better throw than on his first one. He connects into the end zone once again. Coffeyville back on the board, 47-0. And Matt, you got to give it to Reese Shaw on that one. That one was a dime.
That was a heck of a throw. Where has that been all season?
That's what I'm
asking. If we had
asking.
that Reese Shaw at Highland, we win that game. I mean, I realize the talent level's a little different, but that was a dime in practice.
That was a dime anywhere.
Yeah, that was a beautiful throw.
A beautiful throw to that far side of the end zone there, and it was caught in pretty heavy coverage as well. He put it right where only his man could get to it. Coffeyville up 48-0 after the PAT is through. Be back here in 60 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
A celebration is in order every time CCC comes to play, and you can trust Gillum Liquor to back it up with an endless cooler filled with your favorite pick of ice-cold beer, or choose something from the vast wine selection to help you relax and wind down after an exhilarating CCC game. Whatever your pleasure, Gillum Liquor is always in for the win. Gillum Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep Inn and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep Inn and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
And coming in after another touchdown put up, Reese Shaw with a connection to that far side of the end zone for a 30-yard touchdown through the air. Coffeyville up big, 48-0. 7:30 to go here in the third quarter. They kick it off. Here's Resolution Prep past the 20 on the return to the 25, and he muscles his way to the 28, maybe 29-yard line there on the return. Clock sits at 7 minutes, 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. And again, Coffeyville up big here on Resolution Prep as they come back out trying to a plan of attack here. And again, if you're Resolution Prep, do you kind of agree with me on that, is to maybe run with the quarterback a little bit, take advantage of some disadvantages for Coffeyville?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe just throw the I don't know. I think I'd go strictly trick plays.
Yeah?
Straight up trick plays. Quarterback draws.
New.
Maybe wildcat offenses, throw
Flea
to your
flicker,
quarterback,
something.
flea flicker, have some fun. I mean,
at this point,
have some fun with it. Go crazy.
And down 48-0 here, and the clock will continue to run at 6:35, as well as the play clock right now. Was paused there for a moment. Now we're back running. It's under 10. It certainly was well past the 25, but we'll keep rolling with it. 5 wide here for Sharp. He wants to throw the football. Looks right. It's caught at the 33-yard line, and he's pushed back to about the 32, I believe 33. They'll give him the progression there. And a good catch on an out route there. So again, Sharp, he's got the arm. It's just on several times tonight, a little bit of inaccuracy as well as the offensive line. Tell you what, it comes with it as well. When you don't have the size and the strength on the offensive line, you just don't have time to throw the football.
Yeah, no, it's hard when you can't protect for a decent amount of time. And for this team, it looks more like they're just kind of getting out-finessed. Because it's a pretty decent-sized offensive line, but they're just kind of getting out-finessed by this Coffeyville defensive line.
Looks like Coffeyville wants to bring everybody. They do. They bring the house, and they meet him in the backfield. And Sharp heads to the turf. And there you go. The Red Ravens, again, they rush, I think, 7, maybe 8 players, and they get to Vernon Sharp in the backfield. That is their first sack tonight. That moves it back to 3rd down and long. So a 2nd and 5 turns into about 3rd down and 10 coming up here with 5:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. They will huddle up, and we'll see what they have to go for it here on 3rd down. They're not shy with going for it on 4th, even in this area of the football field. But their punt unit has been out there, and again, with the punt unit being with the way it has on these last few, I would almost go for it, as their last punt was a total of 15 yards. Here's Sharp now, waiting on the shotgun. In the shotgun, well, here's the snap. Looks right, wants to throw. That one off his back shoulder, and incomplete pass. It looked like him and his wide receiver had a little bit of a miscommunication. His wide receiver had an in post, and Sharp thought he was heading towards the sideline. And that one's incomplete. Under 5 minutes to play here in the quarter. 4th and 10 after the incompletion. So Sharp will line his guys back up. Again, he's a big kid. He's got a good arm. He's just been a little inaccurate tonight, and then he's been able to kind of, show off his wheels as well when Coffeyville does get into the backfield, and he has the ability to leave the pocket, but not too many times that's been an option. So we thought they were going to go for it on 4th down, as that was Sharp remaining out there on the football field. Instead, they do bring out the special teams, so they will punt it away from their own 15-yard line. The snap is there, clean snap, and there is the line drive they were looking for. Gets it over the 50-yard line, not much more than that. Here's the return past the 45, and a toss play to the 40. And I'll tell you what, having some fun with it, Matt. You said it, having some fun with it there on the return. A little lateral pass only gets them an extra 5 yards, but hey, what the heck? We're up 48.
He said, "Wow, take it."
We're up 48.
I'm glad the guy next to him was paying attention, because if he wasn't, that hits off of him. I think the official's trying to discuss if that was forward or backwards. Because there's a forward pass, obviously, that's a penalty, but I think it was a sideways pass.
It did not look.
Pass.
Yeah, it was going to say it did not look to be either. It looked to be both players were kind of sitting on the 35 or the 45-yard line, and then after the catch was made, the forward progression got him up to the 40. And we're going to see here, and it looks to maybe be no, they will. So it will just be Coffeyville's possession on the 40-yard line after the return play there. And again, it didn't look like it was either. It didn't look like it was behind or in front of him. It looked directly to the side, like a lateral or toss.
As if you and I were to toss the football back and forth sitting here together.
Yeah, straight across the yard line. Either way, that will bring out Reshaw once again. He'll have 2 wide receivers to that far side and a man in the backfield with him. And I believe that's Squarlow in the backfield with him here in the pistol formation. Takes the snap, looks right, throws it right, complete pass, and he has a blocker. Nice move, gets away, gets about 3, maybe 4 before he's met there by the cornerback on that far side. So 1st and 10 on a short throw play to the far. Only picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards. So they'll come up here on 2nd down and 7 from their own from Resolution Prep's 37-yard line.
That was Eric Tolver on the reception there. Starting to see a lot of new names consistently now that we haven't seen all season. It's good for guys to get some playing time here.
Certainly. Tolliver definitely well known in the return game, but in terms of wide receiving, we haven't seen him too much. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll hand it off. That's Squarlow right side. Man, he is met. Big hit on this near side, and he didn't want to go anywhere, and it doesn't look like he's too much bigger than Squarlow either. That's just a good clean tackle.
Yeah, that was about as textbook tackle as you can get. Wrapped up, took the guy to the ground. And Squarlow's not an easy guy to get down either.
He is not. Yeah, Squarlow at 5'11". He's 205 pounds as the redshirt freshman out of Lawrence, Kansas, continues with his, again, first couple of trips down the football field through the 2018 season. As mostly it was Monte Thomas, Deshaun Massey. They saw some Marco Lee kind of in there as well as Hopkins, Deshaun Hopkins throughout the year. As here's the snap, here is Rishaw. He'll hand it off once again. Squarlow straight up the middle on 3rd down and 7. Only gets about 3, so they get past the 35, but they needed to get to the 30. It'll be about 4th down and 4 coming up here for the Red Ravens. And here at this point of the football game and the football field, I wouldn't doubt to see Rishaw stick out there with 62 seconds to go in the quarter.
No, I say punt it.
Matt, you're always the aggressor, and you say punt it away.
Yeah, just punt this away.
From the 34 into the wind, or with the wind as well. No, Rishaw will go for it here on 4th down. They do bring extra pressure as well, but Shaw wants to throw it left side, and that one is thrown a little bit too shallow, and as well as on his near shoulder, incomplete pass and turnover on downs.
I felt like the punter's not getting any action, man. I just kind of wanted him to maybe get a little practice in as well. Try to coffin corner this sucker up and pin him deep, and then maybe we can get a safety and add that to the scoring bingo there.
I was going to say, in terms of looking at the ledger, we are probably going to get just about every single play today, except for a punt. You know, so at this point, the punter is he's been the loneliest guy out there on the football field.
I wouldn't even have dressed out if I were him today. I'd have just come.
Just kind of hung out. Yeah. A worn red in support, but other than that, I'm just staying warm over here on the sidelines.
And talk with us.
There you go. 1st and 10 it will be here for Resolution Prep. They'll start this drive on their own 34-yard line. After the turnover on downs there by Coffeyville's offense, the clock continues to run now at 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Coffeyville up 48-0 here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Happy to have you along with us on the final game of the 2018 season. Here's the snap. Sharp over the middle. Quick throw, and that one tipped away. Great job there by the linebacker, number 59, or David Akeo, linebacker out of Wichita, Kansas. And he just dove, spread himself out, got a hand in front of that one. But again, Vernon Sharp showing lots of signs of what would be a very good pocket quarterback that could leave the pocket if he needed to be. He's got a strong arm and needs to work on his accuracy. And again, in terms of where this Resolution Prep Academy used to be, say 4 or 5 years ago, this is a pretty darn good football team. Just facing up with some very, very difficult competition in terms of the other side of the football field. That'll do it for 3 quarters of play. It is 48-0 as the teams will switch sides. A fresh 15 seconds on the clock. We'll just take a quick 30-second break here on 98.1 KUSN.
Bull S. Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am. Bull S. Montana, here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right. 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Well, we've got 1 quarter of football to play. That's right, 15 minutes left in the 2018 season here of Red Raven football. They are looking to finish at 5-6 on the year, currently 4-6 as well as within the Jayhawk Conference at 2-3. So looking to improve both of those numbers, though that Jayhawk Conference number will not, as this Resolution Prep Academy team not within the Jayhawk Conference, in fact, not even within the state, or really even a surrounding state out of Texas. This academy makes their trip up here. Shotgun formation here for Vernon Sharp, the quarterback for Resolution Prep, on 2nd and 10. They will hand it off. They want to run right. They do. Gets about 4 yards. Still on his feet. 5 yards. Muscling his way to the 1st down. And a 1st down picked up. That is what you call a strong run, and lots of flags come after the play is done. Maybe some extracurricular pushing, some shoving. I'm not exactly sure. There is 3 total flags down on the football field, and they came out from every angle at this point. So certainly some extra pushing, some shoving, maybe some words discussed between the two, but we will figure out exactly what the foul will be here in just one moment. There's definitely a personal foul, that one going against Resolution Prep. There is many flags on the football field, and that is the one that will count the most. So a personal foul against Resolution Prep will result in this one coming back. And I believe as well a redo on downs there. I think it's going to be against the quarterback. So they're going to call it on the quarterback there. Maybe he came in and a little bit too much contact afterwards. with the play as well. That moves it to 15 yards back of the original from the spot of the foul. And just a redo on downs here. So they push him back a little bit. They will try once again, and it'll be just a redo on downs. 1st and 10 coming up here for Resolution Prep as confusing the referees. Figure it out. We're ready to play some more football here with the final 15 to go in the year. Running play, straight up the middle they go, and a great job there. That one picks up an easy 6, maybe 7 yards, as looks like Resolution Prep. They don't want to give up today without getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you want to at least make it somewhat respectable, not get shut out. They have been able to put up points against some of those other teams. They did score 12 against Blinn, scored 12 against Hutch, scored 6 against Blinn, so at least maybe try to get one touchdown on the board.
And they were able to get a bit of production in comparison. They had -7 yards passing. Now they're up to 4 yards passing on the night. So a little bit of success back in that third quarter. Looking forward here in the fourth. 2nd down and short coming up for Resolution Prep. Takes the snap. Sharp looks to throw. Throws right side and almost picked off. Tipped away. And a great job there from Coffeyville to step in front of that one. And again, Chris Lewis, another new-ish. He's a sophomore out there certainly, but a name that we haven't seen too often in the secondary of the defense. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3 on the incompletion. 13 minutes to go here in the 2018 season. Ball is at the 38 on the far hash line. Resolution Prep with the football. They're moving from right to left. That is south to north with the wind right at their backs. So the shotgun formation. Here's Sharp. He'll have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and that left will have a slot receiver. Takes the snap, Sharp, and that's just a draw play. Quarterback hangs on to it. 1st down picked up to the 45, and he's wrapped up, taken down right just there. So a 1st down picked up, nicely done. That is their 2nd 1st down of the night. Coffeyville, in comparison, has had 10 this afternoon. 12:20 to go in the ball game, as that one will move the chains up to the 45-yard line. And again, Matt was saying he was, trick plays, whatever it may be. It looks like they're sticking with running right up the gut against what could be potentially, again, a very young, kind of inexperienced defensive front for Coffeyville, for this game in particular. Waiting on, here's the snap. Sharp now aligns his guys around him, kind of a diamond formation. Intermediate, has 3 wide receivers as well here for Sharp. 1st and 10 from the 45. He'll hand it off to his fullback, and he is met immediately. Football comes out as well, and Coffeyville fell right on top of it. They still have it. To the 40, now to the 30-yard line. Past the 20, and no one's going to get him. 5 touchdown, Coffeyville. And I'm not sure how that one wasn't called down originally, but I'll take it. David Akawa takes it to the house, number 59, the linebacker out of Wichita, Kansas, puts them up 54-0. Coffeyville's defense scores once again.
Yeah, no one ever got possession of it. We mentioned the odd shape of a football all the time. That one was falling on, squirted out, then was falling on again. Still no one regained possession, and right place, right time, bounced right into the young man's hands, and he knew exactly what to do with it. And we can add fumble return for touchdown to the touchdown bingo board.
In fact, we can, as we now wait on the PAT. The clock will run as well at 10:50 to go here in this ball game. Field goal unit comes back out, and again, Akawa did a great job there. He didn't have a whole lot of players around him, and there's one time and one time only that you can really grab and run in that scenario, and that's when you've got no one around you and no one in front of you either. Great awareness there by Akawa. Touchdown scored, 55-0, back in 60 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street. It's in, well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
Welcome back here on 98.1 KUSN from Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan as we enter the final 10 minutes of the 2018 football season. Back in the studio, it's Sam Reed, making sure the buttons are pressed correctly, making sure we sound just fine. Thanks, Sam, for working on a Saturday afternoon.
Been with us all season long.
Yes, he has, even though Red Ravens
Technically
Athletics...
worked more games than we have.
Yeah, in fact, you're not wrong there. But we do find ourselves kind of in the middle of a long Red Raven afternoon and evening. We've got more right here on 98.1 KUSN later tonight as the men's basketball team back in action as a top 15 national matchup ensuing again on 98.1 KUSN. We'll have that 6:45 pregame and a 7 p.m. tip-off from Nellis Hall. Here's the kickoff from Coffeyville after the touchdown from the 15-yard line. Resolution Prep will bring it out past the 30. Now the 35, and man, he was one tripped foot away from maybe taking that one a good distance there as Resolution Prep right now just trying to find any light within this football game. Mistakes have been made, turnovers have been made as well as, Matt, I'm not sure if it's the attitude that I can see, the body language, but they had a lot of traveling to do. Certainly seems like Coffeyville wants to be out there a little bit more.
Since pregame warm-ups.
I noticed.
Really,
I noticed it was like a body language.
I know it's tough to kind of, get taken to the woodshed like this week in and week out when you play teams that are way above your competitive level. But if you don't go into the game, I mean, you don't have to go in thinking you're going to win it, but if you don't go into the game wanting to grow from the experience of the game, then it's not going to make the big loss any more enjoyable.
No, it is not, and more importantly, you're most likely not going to learn anything off of it. Here is the quarterback, and he's met in the backfield again. Coffeyville takes him down, a loss of about 4 yards, a sack in the backfield, and that is G. Stanley, a linebacker. That right there, a number that is not unfamiliar with the football field. That linebacker right there, in fact, Stanley, as well as a couple of other names right now, kind of in contribution for our Player of the Year. We've got a Simple Simons Player of the Week, week in, week out. And right now, defensively, it's kind of looking like that's where the majority of these players are. Stanley, one of the leading tacklers on this team. Deshaun Bell Jr. is the leading tackler on this team. Marquise Bell into the top 5 in terms of tackling numbers. And in terms of turnovers and special teams efficiency, Marquise Bell buries everyone on this team, besides maybe Breon Murray and Troy Simon in terms of interception numbers. But I'll tell you what, if disturbance in the backfield, there's no one better than Marquise Bell, G. Stanley, and Deshaun Bell Jr. on this roster. Here's a second down and 15. That's a handoff straight up the gut and gets about 4 or 5 yards there. Pretty good run, but still well short of the first down as we find ourselves with 6:45 to go. But all year long, Deshaun Bell Jr., G. Stanley, those guys have been solid as a linebacking unit.
Yeah, and they're great hybrid cover linebackers. They're pretty decent at stopping the run. But great cover linebackers. They make a lot of tackles. They're both very good at getting to the football. And then we mentioned Marquise Bell, the third of the really big three on defense there. And then, guys on offense, Kendrick Jones, Andre Thomas Cobb, Monte Thomas, all guys that have contributed as well. All up for grabs when it comes to the Player of the Year.
And sharp thoughts about a Hail Mary pass, but I don't think his wide receiver was thinking that either, as that third down pass goes over everybody. Incomplete pass, and that will bring up 4th down and 10 here. Yeah, you make a good note. If they had more or less of a healthy, more consistent number one quarterback, as Proctor was injured, Reece Shaw had some difficulties. He definitely had some high points in the year, but 5 interceptions certainly isn't what you'd like to get out of a quarterback. And then Wilstead, a player who hadn't played for 3+ years before finally getting back out there on the football field. It was unfortunate for such a great set of Andre Thomas Cobb, Kendrick Jones, Josh Moore, especially a return man from last year. If they had maybe a little bit better of a quarterback there, it could have helped. As the football comes out on the snap on a 4th down play, looks like the Red Ravens are all over the football. And it seems to be, again, it looked like the quarterback just wasn't even ready for the snap right there. Came in and out of his hands, dropped it right on the turf, and Coffeyville's D-line was all over that football.
Penalty.
Penalty
flag comes out late, and I was just about to say, one thing that we haven't seen all year and that we've seen so far in this game. Now I don't know who this is on.
It is against Resolution Prep, actually.
Coffeyville, 0 accepted penalties so far. They had the one running into the punter, but that was declined. So officially, no penalties for Coffeyville today, one of the higher penalized teams on the season.
Yeah, no, and last year as well, coming into this season, that was a major concern, something that they certainly need to, again, it comes down to personal choice and decision when you're out there on the football field. I've talked with Coach Aaron Flores, and as have you, week in, week out, countless times of how do we improve these penalty numbers, and to the point where I said, Coach, you should just buy these guys a steak dinner if they don't commit a penalty. And
steak dinners going around
I was going to say, lots of steak dinners may be going on tonight. I'm not sure, but whether it's incentive, whether it's something, I'm not sure. But you've got to convince your guys to stay focused. And again, it was those petty penalties all year long: delay of games, false starts, offsides, encroachment penalties. Those are ones that you cannot be committing. And I know they're 5-10-yard penalties, and then the big holding penalties as well. Oh goodness, don't get me started on the holding penalties. As so many times, including like a Aloysius Jackson or Reese Shaw, break into a big play, and then an offensive lineman grab too much jersey. I mean, that was week in, week out for Coffeyville. So that number being down is monumental right there for this Red Ravens offense and defense as well. As here they bring everybody on that far side in the backfield. Looks like he is going to get away from the tackler somehow. Bombs it down the right field. He does have a man, and that one is going to be incomplete. He overthrows his intended receiver there, but a great job by Sharp just to even get out of the pocket to make the throw.
Resolution player wanted a penalty there, but I think it was a good no flag, and we've seen it. I mean, he's got a strong arm. He's out throwing his receivers a lot, but that was about the best chance for a receiver to make a play on a deep pass, and just didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a good one-on-one opportunity, and I'm not sure if he was looking for the flag on the pass interference, because it certainly was a good 5-6 feet in front of even the defender there. The pass was non-catchable. But no call on the penalty, and it looks like an injured player as well for Resolution Prep. As, again, just so close to the sideline there. He will sit on down around the 25-yard line. Can't quite get a number out of him yet, but unfortunately slow to get up. You can only hope for the best with them. We will take a quick 30-second timeout ourselves. Back in 30 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
And welcome back here on to 98.1 KUSN. And he's still down over there on the far side football field, hoping not for any significant injury here against Resolution Prep, and up on his own power, as it looks to be maybe just milking the 2018 season a little longer. He's definitely wincing at a lower body injury there, but again, no trainer help. He's up and just fine on his own power. Up to the sideline he goes. And, again, maybe just trying to enjoy the 2018 football season a little bit longer.
Most excruciating leg cramp I think I've ever seen.
I was going to say, it was, from the initial reaction, it looked like it was a snapped bone. But no, it was just a tweak there on the tackle. He gets over to the sideline on his own power. And now waiting after the turnover on downs. Here is Cody Wilson.
Big O number 99 was out at corner for a second, and I was like, okay, well, that's an interesting matchup, but he's now moved into the defensive tackle spot.
Yeah, that's his correct spot over there. Is a nice pass here from Wilstead, though. Oh, nice move as well, past the 15 after the reception there, and a great job again, man, initially when that pass came off. I thought it was going to be a loss of yardage. Great job to shimmy his way around the defender there is redshirt sophomore Noah Alexander. Again, another number and name that we haven't said too many times this year. He takes it himself after, he caught it behind the line of scrimmage and did all of that production himself. Great job by the wide receiver.
Yeah, not a great pass, but a great job to bring it in and then to shake the tackle and pick up a decent amount of yards.
And just shy of the end zone as well. 8 yards is what separates them. Here is Squarlow. He goes straight up the middle, and, man, he is met. That defensive line is very strong on that run there. Squarlow doesn't get much more than a yard, maybe 2. And there is quite the scuffle down there inside the 5-yard line now as they're pushing back and forth between each other. Certainly some words used, but finally a physical altercation and a couple of flags as well with inside the 5-yard line. And again, the defensive lineman for Resolution Prep right now kind of all up in Coffeyville's business. And then, of course, you see in contrast a Coffeyville lineman helping out a defensive lineman for the Resolution Prep with a pad there. So certainly just a couple of players on both ends not really getting along with each other. Either way, the clock will stop once again for the officials to kind of meet up. And that will stop the clock at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm not exactly sure with what the penalty would be or its significance at this point. It's 55-0 with 2:30 to go here in this season. The only thing it will make it is a little bit more difficult maybe to punch it into the end zone here. But again, with 2 flags, you'd think that maybe it would it'd be against both of each other. So unsportsmanlike against Coffeyville. And they're going to say it was just against I believe, an offensive lineman for the Red Ravens. So there is their first accepted penalty.
Almost made it. Almost got out of the game without a penalty, but just kind of almost selfishly and stupidly. That's not a word, but...
it is today.
Yeah.
It is today. And I'll tell you what, no, you're right, because that clock would have continued to run. Instead, it sat at 2 minutes, 30 seconds for a long time, and instead of ushering in a win, you give your team penalty numbers, all for what? An extra yard inside. Instead, they lose 15 yards. So now Wilstead will line up at the 20-yard line. Second down and goal. 2 minutes to go here in the season. Here's the handoff. Squarlow up the middle to the 10-5. Touchdown, Red Ravens. And basically untouched, Squarlow takes it in for another score tonight.
And while I'm excited for Squarlow for scoring that touchdown, Aloysius Jackson was in the game as a wide receiver. And it looked like they were going to go with like a trick play, and I didn't get it.
No, we didn't get it. We did get Jackson his touches tonight and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But certainly would have loved to see number 12 out there maybe a little bit more often. What I like, though, is the variance of players that we've seen. A lot of young, inexperienced players coming out and really kind of showing that maybe, hey, we did kind of deserve a nod throughout the season, but guess what? We've got all of next year to look forward to, as well as there's a lot of young guys I'm sure will be returning, a lot of red shirts as well as waiting on the PAT. That is held by Reese Shaw. Up through the middle it goes, and it is good. 62-0 with 1:05 to go here in the ball game, as that clock will stop at 1:07. We'll take a 30-second break ourselves. Back here in 30 seconds with the final minute of the 2018 season on 98.1 KUSN.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
And welcome back in. That clock will continue to run as we find ourselves under 1 minute to play. And it is at 35 seconds. Matt, I'll tell you what, I mean, certainly some ups in the season, certainly some downs, but one heck of a 2018 year for the Red Ravens football.
Yeah, been an interesting year, disappointing year in a lot of aspects. But we're gonna wrap it up with a win. 3 of the last 4. You beat your rival in Independence, of course. That was a big moment as well. And you get a big win, 55-0. Some key moments out of the season. Sam, if I were to ask you what your favorite moment of the season is, what would that be for you?
Oh, man, I'm not sure what it was. There was a different level of energy and excitement within the stadium. Certainly it was the rivalry game behind it. There was a lot of history behind it. Not only that, but for me personally, that stadium holds a lot of nostalgia for my family in particular. And then as well, I heard Coach Flores talking about it, the crowd, the energy, everybody was there. That's the difference, and that's one thing that I hope improves from this year to next year, is that we do get a little bit more home support out here. here is he said his players really rode off of that energy in the road win against Independence Community College. I think that game kind of leading into it as well, there was just a lot of buzz around it. The ICC game in general, and then winning. I think, in my opinion, that is their greatest victory on the year this year, beating Independence. Regardless of their record, it's still taken down in the Montgomery County Showdown, taken down your rivals. There were so many other teams you could have beat this year, but you beat Independence. In my opinion, that's the high point.
Yeah, it's funny that your best memory or best game of the season is one that I was not at.
Oh.
And for me, my favorite memory, my best game of the season was one you were not at.
That's right, to start the season.
For Fort Scott, it was week 2, coming off a loss, first road game of the season, Carson Proctor's first start of the season, and on his first play as the starting quarterback, he hits Thomas Cobb on a slant. He takes it 75 yards, a touchdown. It was the best offensive game I've seen the team play all season. It was a high-scoring affair. Fort Scott put up a really good fight, but that has to be probably my favorite moment game from the season.
Favorite 2018 moments? Just put them back in your mind and remember them as 2018 is behind us with that as well. We'll take a quick break here. Offer just a quick 60-second break. When we come back, Matt and I, we've kind of narrowed it down, but we need to come to a consensus on our player of the year here for the Red Ravens. Again, quick 60-second break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from Veterans Memorial Stadium on 98.1 KUSN.
Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
Now stay tuned for the Red Raven postgame show.
Player of the
brought
game,
to you
player
by
of
Four
the
State
year,
Maintenance.
as Matt and I kind of broke it down a little bit at halftime, as well as kind of back and forth. For me, it's kind of between two players. It really is. Deshaun Bell Jr. and Marquise Bell, between those two.
Bills.
Yes, indeed. Yes, Deshaun Bell Jr. playing in the linebacking position all year long. He was their leading tackler. He made a lot of disruptions in the backfield. But for me, and I think we may be able to agree on this, number one, Marquise Bell, in my opinion, should get the nod. Matt, do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I think just with his disruption on special teams and a couple of pick sixes, blocked field goals, or frustrated, at times kickers where he was getting really close. I think he kind of inspires the defense a little bit with the way he plays too. You can play him deep as a safety. You can bring him up. He had a lot of sacks for a defensive back. So you can play him at corner, safety. You can bring him up, play a little hybrid linebacker, rush the quarterback. He can do a lot, and I think, for me, I don't want to say easily, but I think kind of easily he is our player of the year.
Yeah, no, you had mentioned his impact on special teams so many times throughout the year where the offense and CCC seemed like they were completely done with the football game, and the special teams unit, for in an instance, the Highland football game, where they were completely down and out of it. All of a sudden, 2 blocked punts, 2 of them, by the way, by Marquise Bell, and one of them returned in the end zone by, yes, Marquise Bell. That really drastically changed the outcome of the game. Now, of course, Highland ended up getting the win in that game, but that certainly didn't come with the play of Marquise Bell. Again, the disruption in the backfield, as well as the ability to get to the quarterback, a great defenseman on the run, and then unbelievable to go out and get the football. Interceptions, blocked field goals, and touchdowns as well. He did it all this year, and for me and for Matt, he is our Simple Simon's Player of the Year. Number one, Marquise Bell gets the nod. So that's going to do it for us here from Veterans Memorial Stadium as we wrap it up 62-0. The Red Ravens get the win tonight against Resolution Prep. They move to 5-6 on the year, and that is where they will sit until we come back next year. So, Matt, it's been a fun season for Sam Reed back in our studios and in partnership with CCC Television. We appreciate them providing the stream with us as well. We will wrap it up here from the football stadium for the last time, but don't forget, we got basketball tonight from Nellis Hall back here on 98.1 KUSN. So again, for Sam Reed in the studios, Matt Jordan, I'm Sam Speck saying so long, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
You've been listening to an exclusive production of Coffeyville Community College Red Raven Football on US 98 KUSN, featuring announcers Sam Speck and Matt Jordan, traffic director Denise Gates, studio producer Samuel Reed, and executive producer John Leonard. Red Raven Football is brought to you on KUSN by Lay's Archery and Guns, Coffeyville Community College, Gillum Retail Liquor, Community State Bank, Windsor Place,